doing so well for myself. I have a great positive following. I get people who support all my content. Why would I care that they do that? I'll be successful every single day that I want to. No, they're not affecting me at all. Someone just asked, someone brought it up, so I respond. I don't have money to be filing lawsuits against every single person who restreams me or steals my content. It's too frivolous, it's too time consuming, and it's too expensive. That's number one. I'll be successful every single day that I want to. Good news is I also don't care because I'm doing so well.
Happy American-style tax day, detractors. Of course, we have to talk about some of this and wonder, will Philipper himself bring up what day it is? Will we notice him in a more crotchety mood than perhaps we're used to seeing? But we see that a lot. Nonetheless, I have a few clips here, and in all honesty, all this tax shit happened before I was in the Snortex. I've only been in the Snortex I'm coming up on 4 years, I think in like July. It'll be 4 years I've been in the Snortex. So I don't have the whole story here. I don't have all this here. So I'm saying right off the bat, I don't claim to know all of this information. But we have some clips from some detractors that we are going to watch together. And we can still totally make fun of him, even if you don't know the epic saga that is Phil. So this first one is going to come to us here from Mighty D. It was posted 8 years ago. So big ups, Mighty D. I love his video about the vest streak ending. It's great. So let us get into it for this American style tax day.
Oh! Welcome to the show.
This year, if you guys aren't aware, is my 10-year anniversary of being a content creator on the internet. 10 years that every single day I've been putting out new gameplay content, vlogging, all kinds of fun stuff for you guys on the internet.
That's why he really needed that money last week. Perhaps. I personally feel like I think he might file an extension, but I also don't sit here as any kind of like tax guru or anything like that. That's for sure.
And being that is the 10-year anniversary, I have some good ideas for maybe some celebratory events that I can hold, in particular some special playthroughs that I'm thinking of doing this summer, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that and get your feedback hopefully during the course of this show to figure out, what exactly we could do for a 10-year anniversary. A decade as a gaming content creator is a pretty amazing achievement.
The Kino arc, I feel, may have, screwed it up a little bit. I think, but he could have covered some of that, I feel like, with the Asmongold bump. But of course, he wasted that immediately and shit on that. So yeah, he made a good fucking chunk off that 8-9 month bromance with Kino Casino.
Achievement.
To cheer someone tip with a question, I'm not just going to drop everything I'm talking about on the podcast to answer your question now. All right.
Sounds good.
Extension and a payment plan. Bro doesn't save money to actually pay his taxes. Okay, well, I don't know about like extensions and stuff like that. So if he doesn't save any money to pay the taxes, again, I'm just going to ask because I'm not ashamed about what I don't know. If you don't pay, do you just go, he probably is going on the payment plans. Do you go on a different payment plan every year? I've never had to do these things, so I don't know how they work. I won't lie.
All right, baby. Yeah. Oh, take my system. Let's get started.
That's a great squeak. Oh my God.
Okay, pretty awesome. That's 2018. I'm still here. In fact, I'm actually getting stronger than ever right now. What do I mean by that? I mean,
Are you lifting?
Am invigorated with, if you can't tell, I'm invigorated with positivity.
That must be code for money.
Feeling so good right now because so many positive things are happening in regards to myself, my content, my future. I'm really pumped right now because of all the positive stuff that's been going on recently. Now, you might be saying,
whoa, Phil, 2 months ago you did a podcast on Thanksgiving and everything was uncertain. You were wondering if you were going to have to sell your house and you were wondering what was going on with everything. And now here you are 2 months later and it seems like a completely different attitude. What the hell's going on? What's changed?
All right, fair enough.
How much money could he have possibly owed? For God's sake, we have to think about selling our house and shit like that. Yes, you can get a new plan each year, potentially. Oh, I see. You can apply for a payment plan with an extension every year. Oh, okay. So he files for the extension, which goes until because I don't know. And then when that time comes, he still doesn't have the money and then goes on a payment plan. I heard it was $16,000 too, but you got to sell like your house. It's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to get $16K.
Let me tell you guys just a little bit about what.
Again, I'm not ashamed to say that I don't know all the lore here. I don't know the epic saga.
What's been going on.
October. Oh, I'm so stupid. The extension till October. Oh, okay.
These past few months. And by the way,
Oh, okay. So 6 months. I'm so stupid. I should have assumed something like that.
before we even get to this, I'll preface this. Am I out of the woods?
Technically, any money owed is owed today, even if you file an extension.
No,
Am I financially great now?
absolutely not.
But at least the immediate threat that I had that, oh my God, I have this impending amount of money that I'm going to owe and I have no way to raise it. I don't know what I'm going to do. At least that impending threat temporarily has been taken care of. And that's why I'm feeling so much better. All right. And it's because of you guys and your support, your amazing amount of support that you showed ever since that podcast in November, right? It really started then. You guys started showing up in droves for streams, cheering, subbing, tipping, being amazingly positive, talking, not listening to the negative bullshit that everyone says about me on a constant basis that I have nothing to do with, and instead just coming to the streams and enjoying them at face value. Things have
Hey, Kazoo Kitty, how you doing, honey?
grown exponentially here on Twitch. If you're watching this live on Twitch, just take a look at the channel. Take a look at how many people are watching right
And Digital Melanin coming in hot with the denim bananas. You love to
now.
see it.
Take a look at the positivity and stuff going on in the stream chat instead of the negative shit that used to be around, right? Take a look at the amount of subs I've got. Take a look at the amount of followers I got. Things are going up and up and up on Twitch, and this is amazing.
I busted my ass.
To change myself and become more of a live streamer than anything else. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, a
Big house, Ryan. How you doing, honey?
shell hits me that I was not ready for. I certainly never saw coming. I had paid someone thousands of dollars for years to make sure that they had covered me from shit like this, and the guy didn't do his job. I should have been paying what's called the state business and occupation tax for doing business in the state of Washington. Now, I was like,
But I don't understand. I don't own or operate a business. All I do is I have a YouTube channel I make ad revenue on.
okay. What should have happened was when I moved here, I should have notified the state of Washington that I was going to be doing this kind of business, and they would have evaluated whether or not this qualified as something that had to be actually be registered as a real business in the state of Washington.
If it wasn't for Keno and Iron Cuck, we would be enjoying his second bankruptcy right now. Well, I don't know that there are too many more Keno casinos and Asmongold's to run to, so we may see it soon.
I was like, okay, whatever you say. I literally barely am scraping by, being able to pay my bills.
He pays the minimum every year for his tax repayments. Oh my goodness. So essentially, it kind of sounds like, and maybe I'm stating the obvious here, and that's okay. I'll take the fucking duh. It sounds like he's never going to stop making payments. Is that just how it's going to go? He's never going to be able to pay the full amount. So it sounds like he just goes on like a lot of payment plans where he just pays like, I don't know, like what would he pay? 1,000 or like a couple, like 100 or something like that? Like every month? So he'll just like never get off the payment plans till he dies? Is that okay? Is that like a thing that you can do? Like, I mean, obviously it's not good. I answered my own question, but like, is that a thing? Like he'll just be on these payments forever?
And everything on the fly adjusting in 2017 to become more of a live streamer because of the YouTube ad.
Because everything's got to be on payments, right? The taxes is on the payments. Everything's on the Klarna payments. Everything. He just breaks it down as small as he can to give like the minimum amount every month to keep it all for Scopely and DoorDash and shit. Oh, with interest. Oh. And then someone else said penalties too. So he'll like never get out of this, right? Like he'll just keep making these payments. I mean, it sounds like, this sounds awful, but like they let him do it though, I guess, right?
Revenue problem. And now you're going to tell me after all that hard work and changes and dedication,
Kaylee, it's your birthday. Happy fucking birthday. I hope you're doing good, honey.
and everyone loving the content I'm putting out, that now I may have to completely give up on all of this because I owe thousands of dollars of back taxes because some asshole in Connecticut didn't
He should be paying quarterly payments, and if he fails to, then he would be penalized a fee. Oh.
do his fucking job. I was going to owe back taxes from the years of 2014
Don't worry, Toxie. Mama Burnell will save the business. I don't know about that.
through the years of 2016.
That was in the bank leaks, $500 a month to the IRS, which isn't remotely what he'd owe at his income. Oh, goodness. Okay.
Taxes that I had owed and I hadn't paid. I was going to have to register myself as an actual business in the state of Washington in order to keep doing this as a job. I was going to owe taxes for the business and occupation tax for the year of 2017. The good news is that was
Doing good going to the DMV. I didn't realize that my fucking shit expired last year. So I was sitting in the parking lot the day before my birthday, like, fuck, I only have to fucking renew this stupid thing once every 4 years, and I still can't remember when to do it.
wasn't overdue. Thank God. I can already tell you, just in the initial things that the tax attorney has done for me, I've paid over $1,000. Money that I don't have. You know, it was money that I put on a credit card that racked up more debt and screwed me over.
Oh, he paid with a credit card, he just said. He made a tax payment on a credit card? I didn't. Okay, I was going to say I didn't think you could do that, but I mean, I wouldn't know. I've never had to make a. I didn't think you could pay those kinds of things with credit cards. Like you're robbing Peter to pay Paul at this point, are you not? You're just moving the debt from one place to the other.
Even further. All right. So all this happening, and I'm like, I don't know what's
Mine expired April 1st. Oh goodness, and I'm changing states. Oh my.
going on. I don't know about
Well, we're with you in spirit.
you know, where's this money going to come from? I can't, I'm barely making by. I'm barely paying my bills. So I revealed all of this to you guys in November on the last Hate Live podcast. And when I did, I basically said, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, to the bottom line is, if I can't find a way to raise
What do I think his credit score is? Oh shit. It can't like logically be like 12, So I want to say 220 for the meme, but I won't. I don't know. 350, 375, something like that. Maybe somewhere around like high 300, 400.
extra money to take care of this issue, I might have to sell my house because I have nothing else. I'm stretched to my limits financially with credit. I
Pickups movie sign. How you doing, honey?
don't have any more credit left to put more
200 or less barbecue pigeon? Oh my goodness.
on a credit card or whatever. I just
How bad does a I forgot about the bankruptcy. Okay, yeah. I forgot about that too.
don't have it. I can't take out any more personal loans. I'm stretched to my absolute limits.
I'd rather owe a bank or a credit card than the IRS, honestly. But the thing about it is like if the IRS lets him go on these payment plans, yeah, he has to pay like fees and stuff like that. But it seems as if they're okay with this. Like
I've done everything I
it seems as if they're whatever he is doing. It seems like they are continuing to let him do it.
could to cut back. I got rid of my expensive car, got a much cheaper car. I got rid of extra phone lines. I downgraded everything I possibly could to save. I got rid of my cable, got cheaper stuff there. Literally, I've downgraded as much as I possibly can without selling my house. All right, in order to make ends meet and try to make this work. In the month of December, people heard what had happened to me, and even though there was all this really fucking.
I love how he say like everybody heard what happened to me. You mean what you did to yourself? Like whose fault is it that you like didn't pay taxes or didn't pay on time or didn't have enough money? Like whose fault is this? Like over here acting like the victim because you didn't don't you understand how much to set aside? Fuck.
And stupid negative nonsense going on the outside. Phil as an escort, all this stupid shit that's just so dumb and had no substantiation in fact at all. People took me at my word and said, we're going to help Phil out. They attended the streams, all right? They cheered, subbed, and tipped. They followed. Basically, the month of December, ladies and gentlemen, in all the years that I've live streamed since 2013, the month of December by far was my best streaming month of all time.
Thanks for the money, stupid fuck. People loved paying my bills.
Now,
That was an absolutely great edit. My ex owed, they put you on a plan and then just add to it every year. Oh, okay. So if you continuously owe and can't pay, the amount that you owe just continues to go up, and then you just stay on the plan. Okay.
We're not out of the woods yet, folks. All right. The bad news is we still got lingering issues. Okay. Number one, the back taxes that I owe. I don't know what they are. And in fact, I just recently wrote to the guy at the state of Washington who I deal with for this and say,
So has he paid off all of this? Like, I can see him being in trouble because of Keno Casino, and then subsequently, squandered Asmongold money, and then probably couldn't pay towards, Keno Arc and everything that happened in late 24 into 2025. But has he not paid back? Like, because this video here that's posted from Mighty D was from 8 years ago. So has he paid this off yet?
Heard from you really since December, and I'm going to pay the 2017 taxes that I owe. But what are you doing with these back taxes? You still haven't sent me a formal notice of what I owe, if you're going to allow me to go on a payment plan or not.
Oh yeah, this must, you didn't handhold me and give me 86 things in the mail that tell you how much I owe and how to pay. I doubt he's paid it all off. It kind of seems like it.
Basically, the guy came back and said, well, now that you're registered as a business and you're paying your taxes, you're good. We're going to eventually hit you with this back tax issue, but we'll get to it when we get to it. And I'm like, wow, isn't that...
My theory, he pays zero tax and just keeps piling up the back tax bill. Oh, I see. So he just doesn't pay anything, like, every year. Or maybe he, if you can get an extension, that I assume that he would get the extension until October, somebody said, then maybe he gives, whatever he can scrape together by October, and then the rest just kind of, rolls or whatever, onto the plan. If he owed, if he owed, 10 grand or something like that. But then for this year, he owed 5. Maybe he could, scrape together 2, and the 3 would just go on the 10, and it would go from 10 to 13, and it would just keep going up and up and up. Maybe. I'm not sure.
That nice.
And the thing about it is we'll more than likely, the most logical conclusion that we can come to is more than likely what he does. But the thing about it is we'll never truly know.
I needed to move my ass and bust my ass in order to get all my information together and get everything done to get it paid.
You think this guy is saving $7K every 3 months to pay quarterlies? I don't think he does. It doesn't sound to me like he does quarterly stuff. Either he doesn't know about it or doesn't know how to do that. I watched one video. I don't know if I grabbed it, and I don't know if I have it in my list for what I want to play today. But he was talking, and he said something to the effect of, well, how do I even know how much to put aside for YouTube? And it's like, what? My brother in Christ.
Or whatever. But now... we're just going
The word you're looking for is compounding. In case you couldn't tell, I don't know anything about any of this stuff.
Kind of wait until they get around to finally doing the work and telling me what I owe and doing all that. Gee, thanks, right? I mean, I'm nervous because I don't know what I owe. They're not telling me. I don't know. The other thing that's a factor here isn't the fact of what I owe, but the fees and the interest, because this is 2.5 years of back taxes that I should have been paying all along and I didn't. There's fees and interest now associated with this money.
But it's almost like you didn't think you had to pay anything. Okay, maybe you don't know to hold. I think for YouTubers, it's somewhere between 20 and 30%. You can hold what you want to, but I think it's 20 to 30%. But you didn't have you just didn't hold anything. You just didn't decide to hang on to with that crazy Scopely addiction. I guess I've answered my own question.
And I don't know how much it could be.
But he had other jobs though. Obviously he just had jobs where they took it out of the check before you got the check. And when you're doing YouTube, they don't hold anything. You have to hold your own shit. But did he think when he became a YouTuber, he was just exempt from taxes?
Just as much as the amount of money that I owe. It could double.
Doesn't he have a business degree? Wouldn't they teach you about this stuff? You would think to a certain degree they would.
The amount of money that I actually owe on these back taxes, and I have no idea what those are going to be. It makes me really fucking nervous because that uncertainty of not knowing what's it going to be, when's it going to be due, how much a month, if it is a payment plan, how much a month is it going to be?
Strong like bull. Thank you for the $20 super chat, honey. I appreciate you. He did nothing wrong. He did everything correct. The IRS can levy your bank account without a judgment. He probably keeps most of He probably keeps most of his money under his mattress.
That I can afford. It fucking kills me, man. And again, it's still right here on my shoulder, you know? Sadly, what I think has happened to me in the past several years.
I feel like he would say, like, I feel like if they did something like really fucked up and shitty and wrong to him, you know, something like, well, we got your bank account information. We're just going to like take that shit. I figured we would hear about it, because wouldn't that be him being a victim?
I've let myself become inundated with the negative. With all the negative shit that happens around me, the shit that people say about me on the internet, people I've never.
Remember, this is also the guy that didn't know you had to change your oil because the car company didn't tell him. That is such a good fucking point. Pick up, Tragic. How you doing, honey?
Heard of or talked to who attack me constantly because they're fucking no lives. It's like I let that ball up and become a part of me, and then I become negative. And I don't want to be like that. And this last month, if anything, the rallying that you guys have done to support me is amazing. I'm still gonna owe my tax attorney, my new tax attorney, a lot of money because they are incredibly expensive. Tax attorneys are incredibly expensive, especially when they have to do a special situation here where they had to rectify my back taxes and everything. They're gonna charge me a amount of money. So there's gonna probably be, no lie, thousands of dollars coming up that I'm going to owe my tax attorney. That's still an issue, all right? That's kind of lingering on me. And I hate to say it, your positivity and your support in December was great, and it got me through the short term. But now, sadly, what that does is it creates long.
But now I need more of your money because I raised a bunch of money to pay my taxes, but didn't hold any of that money. So why don't we just keep this thing rolling?
Long-term issues when it comes to my federal taxes. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I paid all my taxes that I owed the federal government.
I think at this point, he thought he was exempt from paying taxes. He figured he could scam shit because he's on YouTube and there's no official employment document. No, I guess there's no like official quote unquote employment document, but I get 1099s from, I mean, again, that's for taxes. I don't get anything that's like, congratulations, Toxie, you quote unquote like work for YouTube or something like that. We don't get that. No, you're right. Maybe he did. It's come a long way. You know, again, this video that Mighty D posted was posted 8 years ago. So
as of the end of 2017.
All right, thanks for the 5, honey. All of this is so much funnier when you remember he has a business degree in financing.
But when you own your own business, like I do, and you operate, you're self-employed.
Right, you're saying I have to do this again next year? Oh, boy.
Whatever you want to call it. Your taxes are considered estimated. They're based on an estimate of what you were going to make in a year. Now, I can tell you guys concretely that the estimate of what my tax attorney thought I was going to make in 2017 and what I actually made in 2017 are different. In fact, because of the rallying that you guys did in December, I made a big chunk of money at the end of the year that normally wouldn't have been made, and that raised my income. So
guess what?
I underpaid.
That's what I don't understand. He got a 1099. How could he think that he just didn't have to pay anything? You have to report it. I don't understand.
Paid my federal taxes for 2017, which means come April,
guess what?
I owe another chunk of taxes that are unpaid. But how would I have known that? There's no way I would have known what I owed because there was no way to tell what rallying was going to happen or anything like that. That's the nature of the beast.
But once you do know, it's your obligation to sit down. You know, that's kind of how YouTube works.
Self-employed, you never know what taxes you owe, and no matter, you could overpay or you could underpay, and that some years you'll come up on top where you paid more, so you get a refund, and some years you owe an underpay and now you owe fees and extra money come April, and it's bullshit.
But you don't you really didn't realize how much to set aside. Again, I was watching some of these clips this morning, and so just for shits and giggles, I was going to get the screenshot. I didn't think I needed it. I went to Google and I typed in, I'm a YouTuber. How much do I hold for taxes? And Google said somewhere between 25 and 30%. I don't personally agree with that. I say 30%. Again, you can hold however much you want. And yes, you know, he's making it seem like this is such guesswork. You know, let's take the month that we're in, which is April. All the money that he makes between April 1st and April 30th. No, we don't know. I don't know today how much money I'm going to make in April. It's not the fucking end of April. But on May 2nd, my numbers for April will be done. And I'll think to myself, okay, here's what I made. I haven't even gotten the check yet, but here's what I made. Now minus 30%, and that's actually what I'm going to get to keep. Like, you can't do that math in your head. And another thing, he should already know what percentage to hold. When you do this for the very first time, you either like drastically overpay or drastically underpay. And then don't you kind of shift accordingly? After 18 years, you can't figure out how much to set aside? Like, really? You can't figure that out? And then from May 1st to 30th, no, we won't know what we make, but we'll know on June 2nd. And then it just goes on like that. I don't understand how it's, even at this point, when Mighty D put out this video, he has been doing this for months and years, and you still can't, like...
The government really should do a better job when it...
Remember, same guy got confounded by a color puzzle. But business degree in financing, though.
comes to those kind of taxes for self-employed people, but they don't. They,
Like maybe the first year, like maybe you only hold like 20%, like you're greedy. And then it, you do everything. And then it comes time to get all on paper and you file and you're like, fuck, I underpaid. I kind of owe a little bit of money. Then like, wouldn't you adjust like, okay, next time I'm going to do 25. So where you can get it like down to the like,
leave all the burden on you, and then they charge you fees like you did something wrong. How was I supposed to know I was going to get an
Toxie, he's a man-child with no actual life experience. Stop expecting anything.
overwhelming rallying of
Fair.
support at the end of the year and estimate that I needed to pay more taxes? There's no way I could have known that, but the government penalizes me for that. You should have known.
Okay, I'll get my crystal ball out, I'll shine it up real nice, and I'll shove it right up the IRS's ass because there's no fucking way that I could predict that. It's ridiculous. With the taxes coming up in April and everything.
But after doing this for so long, you should be able to predict this fairly efficiently. Or just say, you know what? I'm going to take all the guesswork out of this. Fuck it. I'm just going to, I don't know, fucking hold 35%. Like that. Here's the thing. If you hold too much, then you just keep it. It'd be a nice little bonus for you. I go, I don't know. Should I set aside 22% or fucking 27% or 32 or whatever? Like, just hold for like 1 year. Like, I don't know. This should all, through the powers of deduction, you should be able to figure this out. Darkside Rancher, thank you for the 5. Let's not forget, he most likely earned this degree from a professor paying off student loan debt, which explains why he's bad with money. Right, he like learned it in college to like be this shitty.
There's gonna probably be times where I'm gonna have to appeal to you guys again to try to save my butt. I know it's gonna happen, you know. I'm gonna be a realist here. I'm not gonna be a jerk, and I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm being honest with you. I get the feeling, you know, there's gonna be times when I'm gonna have to appeal to you guys for help this year.
Here comes the money.
So there was that video. The next one, that was from Mighty D again. Big ups to Mighty D. The next one I have is the next one is a good
Hate
old
Army
one from, of course we already heard it, Hate Army.
General saying hate army shit. Hate army. If your name is Hate Army, there is no Hate Army. Does not exist. Good vibes to the Hate Army.
No.
Show me the money. So we did them all, and then we went to my parents' house. All right, and this probably was one of the nicest things because my parents and I just had a really honest talk about how everything's going. So basically, it started off the conversation was that
You're assuming he holds any money aside, let alone 30%. At this point, I'm assuming that he probably doesn't. From what I come to understand, it doesn't seem to, and maybe I'm misunderstanding this, it seems as if you can continue to owe money every year and not pay. It sounds like they stick you on a payment plan that you'll be paying on 10 years after you die, and they just lump it all together. That's kind of what it sounds like to me. If that's something that he has an option to do, then I would assume he's going to do just that and probably doesn't lose a wink of sleep about it.
my mom wanted to pay for Kat and I to go on a honeymoon. All right. And there were no specific discussions about any of that. Like where would it be or whatever. But basically I told my mom, I said, like, I appreciate that. That's amazing. And quite frankly, I doubt Kat and I will ever be able to go on a honeymoon together. Just being very honest, at this point, unless I get myself out of the financial rut I'm in, there was no way that I would be able to go. But I told her, I mean, being straight up honest with you, and this is Kat and I had talked about this previously.
Remember, he's out of the rut now and super successful, but they still haven't gone.
It's a no-go. We can't go on a honeymoon. I'm in a situation where I can't take time away from work. Already this week that I was away to be with my parents for the wedding, already I probably lost thousands of dollars that I would have made on the streams and the videos on YouTube. And that's money I need to pay my bills. And I'm not in a financially feasible situation where I can take time away from work in a significant amount of time anytime soon. We're talking years now, probably before I'll be in a better financial position where maybe I could do that. So I told
Baloney, thank you, honey, for the 220. Phil's taxman must be loaded from this idiot. He probably put the man's kids through college.
her straight up front. I said, not possible. Honeymoon can't, if you could promise us this, and I probably will never be able to take it, okay? But you know my financial situation. And basically I told her about everything that's been going on here over the last few weeks, how I've been doing multiple marathon streams, how much money I had raised, and based off of what my tax guy had told me, here's what's left. And then, by the way, the tax guy's going to bill me this much for doing my taxes. He's going to bill me this much to try to get me on the payment plan. I basically gave her all the financials of everything. All right? And, you know, sitting there, having this honest conversation, my mom
He can't leave. Jasper Kitty would be scared. That's the excuse we'll go with.
said, well, here's the deal. She's like, I need you to commit to a fact that you're going to do some life changes in the short term and the long term. Because you can't keep going like this. She looked at me, she's like, you're happy, but I can tell that you're running yourself ragged. I can tell that you are working yourself to the bone, Kat as well. And, you know, every time I call you, or every time we talk on the weekends, you tell me
I heard it's basically confirmed he went to Connecticut solo when he took that week off last summer because his mom wasn't doing well. I assumed that something, for him to be gone for a week and say nothing, it was something that was pretty personal. Either maybe like one or both of the parents maybe had to go into like assisted living, or one or both of them, you know, passed or something like that.
about how the whole week is work. You never tell me that you get to spend time with Kat, because you don't, right? And this is not the life that you're going to be able to
Brian, thanks for the 220, honey. I appreciate you. Narrator, they still haven't gone on a honeymoon. Big ups,
live
Virgil.
your whole life. She's like, what are you going to do, you know, when you're 50, 60 years old? And you think people are going to still want to tune into your stream all day long? I mean, yeah, maybe I could still do like a part-time stream, but no, who's going to want to sit watching a 60-year-old guy play video games all day, right? In addition
Well, it went from 50 to 60. Do you think anyone's going to want to watch a 50-year-old man? Well, honey, it just turned 44. If I were you, I would maybe think about this.
to that, you know, you're killing yourself financially because you have all these situations going on with the finances behind the scenes of everything. You're killing yourself to even make ends meet and pay your bills. How are you going to? You can't. She's like, you work yourself to your limits. You can't keep going the way you're going. If you keep doing it, you're gonna have health problems. She's like, look at us. Look at your father and me. You know, we are at 60 years old and are having these health problems where we could go in any day. She's like, but you are in your 30s and you're telling us the stress and shit you're putting up with. And she even said to me, she says, you don't have to justify yourself to anyone. She says, understand that. You choose to do it. She's like, the work you're in, being a public persona, you choose to force yourself to justify to thousands of people. She says, you should have been able to come out here to Connecticut, have a nice week with your wife, get married, and go home and not have to do a special event when you go home to explain the situation and people, oh, they're scamming, these assholes being shitheads on top of you. She's like, none of that should happen. That's fucked. That is a messed up life to have. And, you know, if you're in a situation where you have to do, you know, why? Who are these kids?
Guarantee he went out there for like, and just bitched and moaned and complained. And mommy just had to rock him in his snuggly till he felt better, honestly. Raven, thanks for the 5, honey. I appreciate you. I bet he talks to his mom the same way he talks to the chat. Now, mom, you need to step up the support because my wife wants a honeymoon. Get it?
Kids who are making fun of you on the internet that now they can actually concretely negatively affect your business. What kind of a life is this that you live? I said, Mom, you're right. You know, this is a situation when I started to get into it, 10 years ago, I never thought that this is where I would be. It was a hobby. It was a joke. I didn't know I would lose my office job. I didn't know that I would have to try to flip YouTube into a living and then YouTube would fall through a million times and all that. So essentially we had this very long and important conversation. Okay. And where it ended up was a few things. The first is I realized, guys, I can't do this forever. I know that. And by the way, don't worry. It doesn't mean I'm quitting doing this anytime soon. I love it. But I know realistically, how long can I do this? I can't do this forever. She has a point. What could I do? Maybe another 10 years? Top 15 tops? Would people care when I'm 50 years old playing fucking video games? You know what I mean? And not say that I couldn't try to diversify and do other things with my streaming. But I certainly don't think that it's going to be something people are going to want to tune into when I'm an older dude. You know, it's a younger generation. You know, they're not going to want to see me doing that stuff when I'm older. So in reality, what she's basically saying is that I need to not quit what I do, but I do in the long term need to figure out what else am I going to do. And she's right. I agree with her after thinking about it. Being completely honest with everyone. What I need to kind of do is get myself to a financial situation where I don't have to work all day on stream. Maybe where I can do like, all right, my finances are in a situation where now I don't owe so much that I have to literally make a ridiculous amount of money to pay the minimum payments on everything. And so that way I can stream less and I can maybe go get a job. That's an entry-level job that pays less than what I make streaming, but it won't matter because I won't owe all this debt to everyone and I won't need to make that much money anymore. You see what I mean? But that's not a short-term thing. There's no overnight fix to you owe less money to the world. You see what I mean? So this is something that's going to come in time, where maybe, again, maybe within 10 years, I can fix things financially behind the scenes where I'm not bleeding every month financially. And
My son's a disgrace. He sure is, Linda. He sure
I can
is.
stream less and I can go get another job and balance my life with that. And not to say, again, I don't want to quit doing this. I will do this as long as it's within my power, guys. I will stream and share my daily gameplay and just fun experiences and interactions with you guys as long as I can, as long as people care. But nothing's forever. Nothing lasts forever.
I promise you guys, I will come here and beg for your money every day until I can't possibly drag myself into this room anymore.
And my mom's right. She's like, you're going to be our age. How are you going to be fucking doing this at 60? Look at us. We could barely move. And you're going to be doing this at 60? You're out of your mind. And she's right. So basically, I think that's what it's going to be is in the next 10 years or so, once I finally get myself in a situation where financially it's not so bad, I'm going to look to get another job of some sort. And it's going to be work because I've been out of the job market for 10 years almost. And it's going to be probably another 10 years. You know what I mean? Before I can make those changes, but I'm going to have to. Okay.
Honest. The British cigarette wouldn't know honesty if it bit him in the denim banana.
Other thing is, and my mom's absolutely right, she says you just can't keep doing what you're doing anymore. Like, if you literally cannot pay your bills, something's got to give. That's really what I have to do. And I committed to my mother that I'm doing it. I said, I will commit to you, Mom, that I'm going to do this because you're right. There's
the 10-year plan.
no way to pay everything anymore. And, I now
That was what, 6 years ago?
have a
7 years ago?
life. We have a life together. You know what I mean? And we have to make these changes because we can't keep going this way until something goes wrong. I was so afraid this year of losing my house because I thought I'm going to have to sell my house to pay my taxes. I realized I can't sell my house. If I sell my house, I can't work. This is the place I have to keep. Everything else goes to shit. This is the place I have to fucking keep. Okay? So after this long, this was hours. This conversation was hours. All right? After this long conversation with my parents, finally.
How fun must that have been, talking with him about this shit for hours? Ooh.
Basically, my mom said, well, since you can't go on the honeymoon, how much do you need to get on this payment plan for these taxes and basically not get completely screwed over? I told her, she gave me the money. My mom talked a lot of sense into me. I agree with her. It's just something that inevitably what I'm hoping to happen here is let's say within 10 years, it has to be a 10-year transition. My credit gets ruined, but because I'm not paying the crazy credit card payments anymore. I'm not paying for this black hole condo in Connecticut. That money goes towards taxes and pays my basic bills. And now things finally start to go down to the point where, let's say in 10 years, now I don't have to do full-time streaming anymore and I can go look for a job and I can balance that with the streaming until eventually we phase out and I'm in a position where I'm healthy and I'm not overworking myself. That's the plan. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm sure there's going to be more ups and downs along the way, but that's the
Overworking yourself, sir. It's hard to make that argument sitting on a sofa in your home in undoubtedly pajama pants with dirty ass underwear on in your air conditioned 3-bedroom condo in your private gated community. Kind of hard to say phrases like working hard and hard work and overworking and I don't know. That just feels like a bold statement, to say the least.
This trip to Connecticut was literally, in more ways
Have
than
you
just
ever
the
seen
marriage,
any
was a
other?
life-changing experience for me.
You ever seen any other stream whose content is mostly talking about his finances for hours? This is what happened to me when I fell into the Snortex like 4 years ago. One person made a video about him and I was like baffled, confused. I was like, oh, I thought it was only like titty streamers who did this kind of thing. And they weren't even really like begging for it or whatever, This is like the first like beggar that I found who was just like shamelessly begging. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is this? I've never seen anything like this. And the more I watched, and again, like it's been about 4 years that I've like not had this channel, but like been in the Snortex. And no, I don't know anybody who talks ad nauseum about finances and, pay this to do that and this to do that. Especially not someone who claims to be about, gaming. Okay, so Mama Burnell gets scammed. Video title, Ask the King, episode 93 from November 24th, 2022, part 1. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, there you go, in case you want that image. There you go. We'll just leave that there for a second. Panko breadcrumbs, big ups, honey. Suck at work, and it's got me toxic.
Jackie Swerve asked the following. A few years ago, you had mentioned a conversation with your mother about establishing a 10-year plan to grow your business. It's actually completely incorrect. We'll talk about that in a moment. You also had mentioned over a year ago, you had an interest in growing your brand by eventually establishing a network of content for your businesses. As times change, quite frequently as a content creator, and as things stand now, where do you in your career as a content creator, where do you see it going in 10 years? Any steps you've taken to grow your channel moving forward? Is there any plan to one day retire from streaming, gaming, or other content? When you're able to retire from streaming, what would you like to have done with your channel and content? Is there any way that you'd like to finally leave the platform, whichever one that may be at the time?
Big ups, Casey. How you doing, honey?
Let's actually, answer each piece, because actually some of this is incorrect information. Okay, so in 2019,
Or maybe don't talk about your personal life like this. Maybe kind of, sort of.
things were a lot different. The world was a lot different 3 years ago. Let's be honest here. Okay, pre-COVID and everything. And in 2019, at that time, a few things were happening. Okay, number one, I'll just be honest with you. I really feel like there was a lot more toxicity towards me and my content then. All right. I do feel that, how can I say it? Like, I've made a lot of improvements and changes in the last few years that people really like. And a lot of people who used to be hard on me have laid off and said, okay, he's changed, But back then was kind of some of the big hatred against me, right? And it was like every little thing I did, people were so angry and upset. That even me going to Connecticut, visiting my parents, who are getting elderly now, are having health problems. They can't even travel out here to visit me anymore. So I made the plans that I was going to go visit them with Kat, who at that point was my fiance. But our secret plans that we didn't reveal to anyone is that we were going to get married while we were in Connecticut. Why do we have to do it as a secret? Because again, we were actually like afraid that there'd be people who would actually try to fuck with our wedding and do fucked up things because people were so messed up with the things they were.
Come on, man. Like, do you expect people to buy that? Mommy pushed you into getting married. You had no desire to get married. Why buy the cow? I mean, come on, you weren't going to marry her. Your mom was like, oh, this would make me so happy. I'll give you $4,000.
Doing and saying about us on the internet. Okay? So that being said, 2019 was a different time. I was also in the midst of an insane amount of problems with my debt, where things were coming to a head. I couldn't afford to pay my bills anymore.
Oh my God, the 8-ball's back there. Remember paying $8 to ask the magic 8-ball a question?
A lot of things were happening. And basically, the journey to Connecticut that year was for many reasons. Yes, to see my parents in person.
Jesus, Dave, this was the sperm cell that beat the rest. How weak were the others?
Things I hadn't seen them for many years. And maybe to kind of say, maybe this will be the last time I see them in person because they have health problems. That was number one. Number two, to get married.
Yeah, wasn't that like a decade ago? And they're still around as far as we know?
Because it made sense to get married. My parents, got a nice meal together, had some family members that were there, as opposed to just trying to figure out something to do for ourselves out here, which probably wasn't going to happen. And then number three, to talk about the future. And I had a major conversation with my mother at that point. And essentially we came to two decisions. Decision number one was that I was going to basically declare bankruptcy. That there was no way that I was going to move forward with my life with the amount of debt that I had. I was never going to pay it off. So I had to declare bankruptcy. That was decision number one. Okay?
Trolley, thanks for the 5, honey. Wow, did Phil dye his beard, or is this an older video? We're watching a video from Hate Army, and they were nice enough to put the little clip. So this is from 2022, November of 2022.
Number two was that I was going to have a plan, essentially a 10-year plan, where I was going to try to phase myself out of being a YouTube content creator and try to get a real life job. Because
it looks shitty here too, just a different, it looks like diet shitty. It's like slightly less shitty than it is now.
It's basically things you could see, like the money I was making on YouTube was declining at the time. People were hating on me all over the internet, not liking me, shitting all over me. And we were at the point where basically the harassment had gotten so bad. Like my mother was like, how could you go on with your life, right? If this is going to be every moment is going to be harassment and messed up things happening to you. And I guess you're right. She's like, you're not beholden to people on the internet. Your life is your own. Yet the life that you're living because you're on the internet with your job, you kind of are beholden to them, which is stupid. Why have your whole life be controlled by these people on the internet? And I was like, you're kind of right. So at that point, the goal was declare bankruptcy.
He aged horribly in 4 years. He did, yes.
All right.
And he isn't even that stupendous looking here in 2022, but yeah.
Get to a point where things...
Low key, he looks healthier here. His face doesn't look so sunken in. His face is very, like, candle from Bath and Body Works that you left, like, on your porch in July. That's kind of, like, where his face is going. Like, half melted candle.
A little bit more financially stable. And then eventually try to find a way to phase myself out of being a content creator on the internet. Okay? Okay. But what happened? Within less than a year, right, of me having that conversation with my mother, COVID happened. And what happened during COVID? Literally the world changed. Businesses, jobs, entire industry.
You filed for bankruptcy?
And at that point, all right, if I had decided that I was going to quit content creation, right, and I started phasing out, and imagine if I had tried to get a real world job, I probably would have lost it. Imagine, right, if I decided that's it for me, I'm going to just, throw in the towel and go get a brick and mortar job, maybe 2 brick and mortar jobs because I would have to, because there's no way I'm going to get a job that's going to pay as much as me being a YouTuber, honestly. I'd be in a situation where basically I'd probably lose everything. I wouldn't be able to afford my house anymore. I wouldn't be able to afford I lost everything I have. And having bad credit, I don't even know where I would have lived, because when you have no credit, you can't even get like a background check passed to even get an apartment or anything. So I don't know what would have happened to me in my life at that point if I made that decision. Oh, I'm just going to quit everything and start over. It might have been a disastrous choice for me. Okay. And what we
COVID saved his ass, yet he blames COVID. I know.
actually saw during this
I know.
COVID years, which I would say 2010, 2011 were probably 2010, 2011. Let's try that again. 2020, 2021 were probably the COVID years, right? What we saw, all right, is that basically all this stuff in real life is kind of weird. Like, out of all the jobs I've ever had, all right, the in-person stuff has never been stable. You know, and I've worked fast food, and I worked at various retailers like Best Buy, Circuit City, places like that. I've had a bank job where I worked for a bank doing loans and credit cards, all right? I worked for a helicopter company for 4.5 years, a company that, by everything they were telling me, all the extra work and time and everything I was doing was setting myself up for a lifetime of success at this company. This was going to be my career forever. And then they laid me off, you know? So everything I've done is an in-person job. All I've learned is as follows. It's never stable. It's never guaranteed. It doesn't matter how hard you work. It doesn't matter.
But neither is YouTube. YouTube certainly isn't stable. YouTube certainly is not guaranteed. Even though we all know that YouTube will be here today and YouTube will probably be here tomorrow, and YouTube's been here for a long time, you still, I mean, you see that every day. Some days you make $1,000, some days you make $30. So, like, your logic is stupid.
You know, how well you do, you're a disposable asset on a spreadsheet. You're just a number. You're a condom machine.
Trust me, you're very disposable on YouTube.
And at any moment, if something goes wrong, you're get tossed out the back door like yesterday's garbage. And they don't give a shit, right? If anything, ever since I became my own boss, I've figured out that as long as I stay the course, as long as I remain positive, as long as I keep putting out content that's meaningful to people, my viewership.
Hello, Rel. Thank you for being a member for 2 months. I appreciate you. Let's be honest. Phil streams, it's basically digital hostage negotiations. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about finances and how much he needs, you know, from you. But wait, there's more. I need even more. And thanks for the 5, honey. I appreciate you. Note the lie by omission. The plan was getting a real job and pivoting from streaming over time. Now it suddenly was quitting cold turkey. Well, you always have to change it up so that it works out in your favor.
My followers, my true fans, have followed me from YouTube to Blip to YouTube to Twitch to YouTube to Twitch to YouTube, back and forth all over the place, and they still follow me, they still support me, no matter what happens, through thick and thin, right? So, if anything, what I've learned is it's not necessarily about, it's not really about the job, it's more
It's not really about the job, it's more about me.
about me. As long as I stay true to myself, and people like who I am, then they're going to follow me and support me no matter where I go, all right? Now, here's the thing. What I've come to realize in the last couple of years. There is absolutely no way that I can continue to be who I am on the internet, a full-time gamer forever. That's impossible. There's no way that's going to work. I'm going to get older, right? I'm going to become different. That's just what happens when you get older. As you age, you know, things change. And what's going to happen is, ultimately, I know what a lot of these other YouTubers have realized too, it's not about the constant grind of gaming anymore. It's more about having that variety, where you have a commentary that people like. If people like you, then obviously they want to hear what you have to say about various different topics, right? So, what you've noticed in the last year, right, is that I've veered away from doing full-time gameplay, and I do a podcast every day, right? I've integrated new things into my schedule, React events, where you guys have really enjoyed the commentary that I've done on things like these
Boy, the React shit sure went away quick, didn't it?
documentaries. Tomorrow, we're going to do a really special and fun advertisements React event that I think you guys are going to love. I can't believe the ads that are nominated are going to be so hilarious to react to. I can't wait. So because of this diversification that I'm doing, I'm actually realizing that what could happen is, even
For perspective, his very first streams on YouTube he ever did had around 2,500 viewers. Now he has like 200 or less. Wow.
though maybe this channel will never really grow for gaming, I could maybe diversify myself in other ways, and those will see some growth. All right? And by the way, I'm happy with where I am right now anyway. As long as I'm not seeing a plummeting of following or a plummeting of support, then I'm okay. And I haven't seen that at all. You know, admittedly, this gaming season, we've seen a plateau, right? Where we're not seeing any influx of
He's fixated on being a variety streamer. He really isn't. He's tried desperately to get away from video games several times and it doesn't work. He tried with the React content, it didn't work. He tried to do some detracting with Kino Casino, didn't work. Tried DS Politics, didn't work. I think he felt like the DSP Trizits would take off a little bit more than they did. He still does those, but I think that was an attempt that failed. There have Lego nights. We don't do those anymore. I think there have been a lot of failed attempts to do other things that weren't video games because he hates them and doesn't want to do them anymore. But everything just crashes and burns.
new viewers or anything for new releases anymore. But at least it doesn't mean
I think he would like I think he would literally jump up and down and do like a fucking backflip if he realized that he like never had to play video games again.
Going out of business, right? So the 10-year plan originally was, hey, within 10 years of 2019, let's make it that you no longer are doing this for a living as a YouTuber. You've got a brick and mortar job. COVID ruined all of that. Because if anything COVID showed us, nothing is for real. Nothing at any point, this whole, brick and mortar shit could just go away. Any sickness, anything could just shut everything down. So you can't rely on that. Okay? And by the way, I would have to do brick and mortar like retail jobs and stuff. No one's gonna pick me up in an office. I've been out of the industry since 2010. Who the hell's gonna pick me up for like a customer support job or anything in the helicopter or aviation industry? No one. I've been out of the job for too long. You see? So basically, that's out. There's no way I could do an in-person job and be successful because that's just not what I've experienced in anymore. But what the 10-year plan has essentially evolved into is within 10 years, diversify myself enough on the internet that now I'm not just the gamer guy anymore, right? Now I'm known for other things, right? You can watch my podcast, you can come to a React event, you can see Phil do other shit and not even care about the gameplay, and that's all well and good. And maybe because of that, there'll actually be some potential for growth, as opposed to, oh, it's just Phil sitting here playing games all day and he'll never grow, right? So that's really the new 10-year plan, even though it's not new. And we're essentially 3 years into that plan. This year was a huge year for me for that, okay? And yes, there'll be more in the future that I'm going to be talking about very soon. Some plans in particular for next year, some announcements that I have, some new stuff coming that I think you guys are going to really like. I'm not sure exactly how 100% how it's going to be implemented yet, but
Wasn't this DSP throwback? Oh yeah, there was throwback too. I don't think he ever thought that that was going to like take off and be some big thing, but wasn't the big reveal at that point DSP throwback?
I've got things in the works for 2023 based on a lot of things that have happened this year that I think you guys particularly are going to really enjoy.
No, that might have been 2024. So we got the DSP rebrands the King of Hate Vlogs channel as DSP Reacts.
Show me the money. Hello everyone and welcome to DSP Reacts. This is my very first video here on the channel since rebranding the channel here in February of 2023. So for those who don't know, all right, DSP Reacts is my new project for 2023. It's something that I got an idea for.
He's somehow implying YouTube is more stable than an actual job. Well, you have to think about it. YouTube's never fired him. I think that every place he's ever worked at, he's been fired from or quote unquote laid off, which I'm pretty sure when he's explaining it is fucking code for fired.
Last year over on my main YouTube and very long-running YouTube channel, DSP Gaming, we tried some different things. I branched out after being a 15-year-long content creator on the internet. I tried doing some React-style content based on your feedback. A lot of the people were saying, hey, just don't play video games anymore. That's the past. You got to branch out. You got to do some different stuff. We like chilling with you. You know, I started a podcast last year over there called the Level 1 Podcast. People love just interacting, talking, and getting my opinions on things. Then I started doing React-style content to things such as documentaries, like the Wings of Redemption documentary, or a documentary about me called Down the Rabbit Hole. And people absolutely, positively loved it. So because of that, I realized something. Man, you know, I've been around for so long. And yes, there's quite a lot of people on the internet who know me as the guy who plays video games and comments on them. But that's not what I want to do for my whole life. Listen, I'm a lifelong gamer. I absolutely love it. I love doing that kind of content and I want to keep doing it. But I'm getting older. I'm 40 years old, about to be 41. I'm getting to the point in my
That's what I heard, that he was trying to use employee discounts to buy something about like some kind of consoles for some tournament or something.
life where I know I won't be able to just full-time play games all day, every day.
It kind of sounded like a big bunch of bullshit. It kind of sounded like they were looking for any small, like, you know, toe out of line so that they could just fire him because they were probably, imagine working with this every day. Jesus Christ, I'd be wanting to fire him too.
I want to do some different stuff. And what's happened is there's been a big movement on YouTube as of late for people to put out a variety of content. Instead of just one style, you got to branch out. And in particular, opinionated content, discussion, and all kinds of reactions and discourse are all the rage on YouTube right now. Show me the money.
Oh, here's a old one. How long until DSP gets a job following that good old 10-year plan? Okay, so I think I had one more. I think. I did have one more that I found here.
Again.
It is 14 minutes. I'm going to keep it on 1.5 speed, and then we will go and see what he's getting into today. Oh, hold on. Let me not be so fucking rude. Who's this from? This is from someone named David Davidson. And when I typed in like DSP taxes and DSP tax scam and or something or other, this popped up. DSP tries it, not paying his taxes. And then it says re-uploaded. So unfortunately, I don't know who originally uploaded it. but I appreciate you. Imagine working with this guy. Ugh, no thank you.
How do I begin? Let's see how I begin here. All right. Very, very complicated to do what I do. All right, it is. And every year, it's a nightmare to try to figure out at that one time of the year when I have to figure out, gee, what
You gotta love that. It's complicated. It's complicated to do what I do.
do I owe taxes on this? Do I owe that? Do I get a refund this year? Do I roll it over? How many expenses can I write off?
Oh, an OG detractor? Oh, okay.
And so, when I started way
See, I pay for it sometimes when I've only been around for 4 years.
back when, making money doing YouTube full-time, I got a tax attorney from 2011 to 2014 when I was doing this as a full-time job. My taxes were done through him. I was like, man, I could literally leave the state of Connecticut and move anywhere that doesn't have a state income tax, or I could move to a state that has a much lower income tax and pay less taxes. And what would be the loss? You know, I work from home. I live stream, right? So, you know, what's the big deal if I were to move out of Connecticut and go somewhere else and do this? I'd be basically just making more money doing it because I don't have to pay all these exorbitant taxes that I'm paying in Connecticut. I did some research on what states did not have personal income tax. I started looking for houses. You all remember this. If you're longtime viewers, you remember this. It was like 2013 and then 2014. I actually started house hunting. And at that time, I was in constant communication with my tax attorney saying, gee, you know, what would happen if I were to move, say, to Washington or to Texas or to one of these states that doesn't have a personal income tax? He said, basically, that was it. You just don't pay personal income tax. You just pay the federal. You're good to go. And before I ever took one single step towards buying this house, okay, I up front asked my tax attorney 2 important questions. I said, number one, are there any other taxes that I'm going to have to pay if I move to the state of Washington outside of the federal income tax? That's number one. He said, no, it's just the personal federal income tax you'll have to pay. Number 2, I asked him in writing, I still have the fucking email. I said, since I'm moving to Washington state, doesn't it make sense that I should get a tax attorney out here who basically has more knowledge of the state laws and stuff like that to, you know, they'll be more knowledgeable about that. So basically I'm going to say goodbye to you. You know, after this year of taxes, once I move to Washington in the summer, you know, I'm going to basically not need your services anymore. And he came back to me and said, oh no, I'm still able to handle all of your tax concerns. No problem whatsoever. You'll still be fine. Okay. Right? I'm not the professional here. He is. This is his job. He's a tax.
Yeah, but he also wants your money. So why on earth would you take his word for it? Why wouldn't you look into other people? You're just going to take everybody at their word, especially somebody who wants a lot of your money?
Attorney. I'm not even exaggerating, guys. I've paid this guy ridiculous amounts of money. I mean, one year I think.
Yeah, gee, golly gosh. No wonder he said, oh no, I have every answer to every question that you've ever had. I have answers for questions you haven't even thought about asking yet, you fucking idiot.
I paid him, I'm not exaggerating, $1,500 to do my taxes. I moved across the country to Washington State as of, what was that? I think it was July 2014. I was told, don't worry about state income taxes anymore. Obviously you're not going to owe Connecticut. You don't live there anymore, right? And no big deal. You know, just pay the federal and you're good to go. You know, everything's fine. No problems or nothing. All right. You're not going to believe this. You're seriously not going to believe this. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This whole situation I'm in, yes, it is. I'll tell you right now, my tax attorney is at fault for some of the stuff that happened, but
scams so hard he can't see them anymore. Like, really, you would think that somebody that like was, you know, all with the scametry would be able to see one.
wait till
Like,
you hear the
yeah, of course. It would be like if you walked on like up to a car dealership, like, oh, should I go look at any other cars? Well, no, look at all the cars we got here. Why would you want to go anywhere else? No, spend all your money here.
full story. You're not going to fucking believe it. Are you ready? So I noticed about early on this year, probably early to middle 2017, I started to get all these extra mail.
Like, why do you think like casinos have like hotels and restaurants and all different kinds of games? Because they don't want you to leave, asshole. Because they want you to spend all your money in there. Good God.
In the mail, ads, trade papers. I'm talking like Construction Magazine, science, you know, scientist, doctor, publishing, right? And I'm looking at this shit, like, I know I didn't subscribe to any of it. And it says on it, on the mailing, addressed to DSP Gaming. Interesting, right? So I start getting all this mail about DSP Gaming. Right now, every 3 days, my mailbox is full. Because whoever this was that did this signed me up for like every possible free publication that there is regarding like business and trade. And I'm getting every 3 days a stack of mail this high that fills the mailbox. So every 3 days I have to go empty the mailbox because someone did this to me, okay? All of a sudden,
You're not going to your mailbox every day? There was a time DSP was doing his taxes quarterly and paying the guy $12.50 each time. Jesus. Tap dancing Christ. Good Lord. That's crazy.
in, oh God, now I can't remember if it was even late August or early September at this point. All right. I get a letter in the mail stating that due to
Jesus Christ, what a loser. South Park Firefly, thank you for the 5. how did you get into this shit show? I watched Down the Rabbit Hole documentary on him. That's how I got here. I didn't know any of this existed, and I think it was Sir Moist or maybe somebody else. It might have been August the Duck. It was like 4 years ago, and somebody put out a video about Bad Bunny or whatever the girl's name was. The $5 a month. Somebody, no, it might have been Cody Co. Somebody who I'm sub to put out a video about her, and then there was another video that I know that it was Cody Co had put out, and he talked about some other chick that was basically calling people broke. It was like in Invader V or something like that. And I thought, oh, is this the thing that people just like beg for money and like demand money and then shame people subsequently if they don't give money? And so naturally, when I started watching a couple of those, I don't remember whose video it was, and I really wish I did, but it was about this asshole. Because I thought it was kind of like a chick thing. You know, maybe there was like, I don't know, some sort of like weird fetishes or kinks happening there. So I thought it was, you know, maybe like a dominating thing or a sex thing, pay pig or, you know, something. And yeah, there you go, Fendom or something. But then I saw this guy, and this dude sucked way harder than all those chicks did. And I went, what the fuck is this? And I fell in the Snortex, and that was, I think, in July of 22, and I haven't been out since.
Some information that has come across the desk of someone that they suspect that I, Phil Burnell, own a business called DSP Gaming, and I'm doing business in the state of Washington, but I'm not doing it properly. I never registered the business, which is legally required in the state of Washington, and I'm not paying taxes. In the state of Washington, they have what's apparently, which I don't know, I'm not a tax attorney, it's called, it's some kind of a business.
I watched the day Moist Critical inadvertently destroyed DSP by It's a Gundam. I blame Gundam.
I don't even know the technical thing about it. Some kind of a business tax that if you're self-employed in Washington and if you fit certain criteria, like you make
13 years, almost 14, I've been watching this flaming dumpster. Oh, there's a good question. If you feel like it, how long have you been in the Snortex? Let's see. If you feel like sharing, if you don't, that's okay. You don't ever have to share or talk or whatever if you don't want to. But I've been in for like, it'll be 4 years, like around July-ish. So how long has everybody here been in the Snortex? How long you been watching this douchebag?
a certain amount of money, you get income from certain sources, or you receive certain tax documents from the people who you have contractual agreements with, you're required to register as a business and to pay this business tax in the state of Washington. So I get this letter, and I'm looking at it like, what the hell is this, man? Are you serious? Like, what could this be? Could this be true? This is bullshit. And immediately I read it, I'm like, well, I don't own my own business. I don't, you know, I'm not registered. I don't own my own business. I don't. Legally, there's no business out there that's called DSP Gaming. DSP Gaming is just a YouTube channel, right? In addition, there's tons of tax write-offs for the self-employed. For example, anything that I buy that's related to the business, a video game, this controller.
2 years, 4 years, 10 months, 7 years, 5, 3 years, 4 years, 4 years, 10 years. My goodness.
The cost of ink for the printer that printed out my questions for Ask the King or has anything business related, the cost of electricity in the house, the cost of the internet for the house, all these things are tax deductible.
Someone said 2010. My goodness gracious.
I have to pay for them, but I cannot be taxed on them, meaning I will not have to pay taxes for the amount of money and stuff that I spend on the business. So if I reinvest money into the business.
I've known about DSP since 2009. Holy free holies. Since side scrollers. Okay. Almost a year. Found him from... Oh, you found him from Keno.
It helps me because it allows me to pay less taxes on a yearly basis. There's no business called DSP Gaming. It doesn't exist. I called the guy back and left him a voicemail explaining. I said, listen, you got it wrong. I don't own my own business. I'm not buying or selling. I'm not doing a service. It's internet-based videos that people put ads on. It's way different from what you're describing in your letter. Therefore, I don't think I'm qualified under. You don't have to worry about it or whatever. So at that point, I tried to get my tax attorney from Connecticut involved. All right. I tried to say, what's going on here? You know, this guy is saying that maybe I qualify for having to register as a business and pay business tax and all of this. What's going on?
I've known about this bozo since 2010.
I said, you know, I'm just curious.
Yeah, some of you guys have been in here for a minute. 10 years, 12 years, 14, 16, 18. Good Lord. Silent Weapons, you've been here like since the beginning.
Curious. How did this happen? You know, how did you find out about DSP Gaming? Because it's not registered.
I'm old. I was here during Sons of Kojima.
Anywhere, anything like that. And he said, well, we got an anonymous tip about a company called DSP Gaming that apparently was operating in Washington State. And the real reason that we got a whiff of you is because you're on a mailing list for small businesses in the state. Like, you were registered on all of them. If you take a look, it's DSP Gaming. It says you're the sole proprietor, and it lists your address, and they signed you up for all of these. I said, well, that makes sense, because that's why I'm getting these contractor magazines. That's why I'm getting all these business-related mailings that I didn't sign up for. That's why I'm getting them all. Someone went out there with my information and registered me as a small business on all these free mailing lists.
The taxpayers of Washington state have the responsibility to register with the Department of Revenue, know their tax reporting obligations, and to ask the department for instructions when they are uncertain, keep accurate and complete business records, file returns and pay taxes on time, provide accurate information on tax returns. Good Lord, substantiate claims for refund. Good Lord, this goes on and on.
And then whoever it is that takes care of, the state tax or business tax in Washington got
I'm ancient as well. Well, I don't know. Define ancient.
an anonymous tip and went out and looked and said, oh, look at this. If they're registered for these mailings, they must be real. And then they started investigating me. I go to my tax attorney and I say, listen, we got to get you in the loop. You've got to talk to this guy because I don't know anything about this. You told me you were taking care of this when I moved out here. Obviously, it sounds like this guy's mistaken. Let's figure this out together. Like an authorization form that my tax attorney would have to fill out in order to communicate with my personal info. It's like permission for him to give
So he did none of those. You are correct. It seems as if he did absolutely none of that.
my personal info to this guy who's inquiring about business tax, okay? I send him the form and he goes, Phil, I don't know if I'm comfortable filling out this form. I really feel that at this point, since it seems like, this might be something serious, you should get a
You watched DSP in 2009 and then stopped in 2015. There you
get
go.
a tax attorney in the state of Washington. And I'm like, what the fuck? Are you fucking serious? You do not have to get another attorney. I will still be your tax.
I stumbled onto his actual channel and couldn't stand him. A lot of folks might be here who, like, way back in the day, maybe used to be like legitimate fans and then at one point went, oh, this guy sucks.
Tax attorney, he's taking on all that responsibility for me moving and doing my taxes properly in the state of Washington.
40 is the new 30. Well, that makes me feel so much better.
Literally says, well, I think you should just get another tax attorney now in Washington. So I went back to him as politely as I possibly could because it wasn't very polite. And I told him, absolutely not. You're responsible for this. You were the one. I have it in writing. You can't try to, weasel your way out of it. I have it in writing stating that you were taking on this responsibility. And I think that you need to fill out this form and start talking.
I'm totally sure he peeked in his shorts and found a pair. And that's exactly what he said. I'm totally sure that's the way it was.
This guy right away. What's the liability on the tax attorney who screwed up? And I found my answers. The answers are simple. Basically, I'm responsible for the money, the actual tax money. I would be responsible 100% for the tax money that's owed to the state. Okay, no matter what, because I owed it if I owed it. All right, I could sue my former tax attorney. So basically, I'm shot. Like, I don't know how.
I've known of him since like 2018. Then I saw the Yakuza crash out and was like, oh, this guy's off his rocker. That's funny. Oh my goodness. Lady Lisa, thank you for the 5. What adult says, I didn't do my taxes because I didn't know I needed to? I wish I
could get
would.
anything out of my former tax attorney because I don't have, number one, I just told you guys, I'm strapped for cash. I'm literally living paycheck to paycheck. I have just enough money to pay for everything I need to pay for. How am I going to have enough money and time to sue this guy when
Says this man who has, at this point in time, says the man who has $40,000 a year. That's correct. $40,000 a year to give to Scopely.
I have to keep streaming and keep paying the bills and everything. It's not
And he's a finance major. Apparently, he has a business degree in finance, from what I'm to understand.
possible. I can't do it. The other thing I did is I got a new tax attorney. All right. No lie. I'm not going to lie. $800 just to retain the services of this attorney, which I don't have. I had to put it, guess what? On a credit card. Had a meeting with this tax attorney. Didn't tell you guys, but this was all happening behind the scenes. What I mean, all this shit was happening behind the scenes for months. And basically, the tax attorney told me he thinks I do owe some kind of business tax. It's going to be a chunk of money, all right, that apparently I'm going to owe. And the question is, what's the amount going to be? We don't know. It's probably, and he gave me an estimate. He says, just a rough estimate. It's going to be thousands and thousands of dollars. It's not going to be $10,000, but it could be thousands of dollars. And the problem is, with the interest, fees, all that's going to be associated with not paying this for years, it could end up being way more. It could balloon.
And thanks for the 220. The scammer got Phil was fucked and he dipped out.
Because of that. I was like, listen, sorry, I just don't have the money. Like, if you right now put down a $5,000 to $7,000 tax bill in front of me and said, Phil, you owe this, I have no money to pay it. I don't have enough credit to pay it. Nothing. Couldn't pay it.
Yeah, I can't pay any of this. You have no, you guys. Now listen, you guys, you have no idea how much of this money I fucking give to WWE champions. I go, here, Scopely, just take all my money. I don't need it. Just take all of my money, Scopely.
There's nothing I could do to pay you. It would just go delinquent, is I'm going to get hit with a giant bill from whoever this is, business department or whoever they are. Here's your bill. You owe this many thousands of dollars. And I'm going to say, sorry, guys, I don't have it. But what I'm going to have to do is sell my house. It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up because, again, I told you guys months ago, all right? This has nothing to do with me. I did nothing wrong. I paid a guy with 30 years of experience who assured me he knew what he was doing to do my taxes properly, and he did not do due diligence when I moved across the country to make sure I was doing my business taxes properly. He didn't even do research at all.
Then why did you allow him to continue to do that?
He basically just said, there's no state income tax, you don't owe it, and he never went the next step. Now, 3.5 years later, he's shirking all responsibility, like he never told me that he could still be my tax attorney. And just think about this now. Seriously. This is what I'm trying to do Every day I'm coming to stream, I'm trying to put out entertaining streams for you guys and gals, and I'm trying to act like nothing's wrong, and I'm trying to act like there's no stress, and I am incredibly stressed to the point where, like I said, I can't sleep at night. I'm not
We all have stress in our life, sir. That's just a thing that happens. I've known about him for a while, just thought he was a Team AVGN.
feeling good because of this, and I don't know what
You guys, I'm not feeling good. I need $100 to help me feel better.
what's going to happen, guys.
Does anyone have $100 I can give to Scopely? I mean, to make me feel better?
The thing is, there's no easy solution. There's no easy, even if I have to sell the house, I still can't
I'm not sure if lately he's had $40K a year to spend on Scopely. Honestly, I know he used to.
sell the house fast enough to pay the taxes. So there's no way to do it. No matter what, I'm going to get screwed somehow. The question
I know Peace has the tips tracker, and I know TJ Gamebox used to report out like when he just like bomb out over the weekends and spend like $2,000, $4,000. The last big, like huge time I know that he blew money was last April. Last April, I think TJ Gamebox posted out on Twitter that last year in 25 for the month of April, he spent 5,000, I think it was 5,952 or 25. It was like less than $100 short of $6,000 he spent on WWE champions just in April of 2025. Last I heard, because I don't use Twitter, last I heard TJ Gamebox doesn't post anymore about it because there haven't been like a lot of big amounts or something like that.
is, what's the degree of screwing I'm going to receive? Okay, this really sucks.
He's friends with Asmongold now, dude. Yeah, how's that working for him?
This really fucking sucks.
Well, somebody
And
tipped
again,
him up
it's not-
here in the
you did nothing
corner.
wrong. I did nothing wrong. Out of all the things that you could say, okay, what did I do wrong? This is something that I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct.
There it is. I did nothing wrong. If you're looking for the origins, here it is, right here.
Wrong. I did everything correct. Legal.
I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct.
This is something that I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct. Legally, everything was right. And
All right, we've had enough of this. I've had enough of this. We've all had enough of this. So big ups to the folks who made those videos.
18 years doing it.
Let's head over. Oh, he's already bragging about 18 years of doing this and sucking ass at it miserably. So let's head over to Raw Phil's channel. Oh, he's been here for a minute. We got some good skip juice happening here today. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're excited. But if you're anything like me, you're also probably not. Here we go.
Good morning, everyone. Guess what? It's time for the Level 1 podcast here on DSP Gaming.
So we can, I don't know if he's going to mention it or not. What do you guys think? Yes or no? Does he talk about it being American style tax day? Can someone give him a $2 super chat and bait him into fucking just having an unhinged crash out about how he pays his taxes now like a super duper good boy?
Today, we're going to get you all caught up on everything going on, including some playthroughs that have been going on for a while that are starting to lose their momentum. I want to talk a little bit about that to see if maybe it is time to
Oh, that, of course, that is the more pressing matter. That Crimson Desert, ooh, it just barely hit the non-goal right when we ran out of time. And as for RimWorld last night, it didn't hit the goal. So bait will be aplenty, bait gobbler.
move on and focus on new releases, particularly because they start hitting tomorrow. In addition, we need to plan for the future. We got two things that we should actually work out. Number one, what should be the next episode of DSP Tries It? And do we have any other ideas for future episodes? I already have one. We'll discuss some of these today
Aren't you supposed to come up with the ideas for your show?
and see what we can come up with. But in addition, we have a big decision to make in regards to next month. Should we continue to do monthly marathons? Some marathons that I have done this year have done incredibly well. Others,
No, that's not true. You did one in Christmas where you made an abysmal $800, which is shitty for a Christmas marathon, the time of year when everyone is happy and warm and generous. You decided not to do one in January because you realized nobody was going to give you any money. February, I believe you made $455 in February. And in March, you made an abysmal $343. Yes, you cleaned up on your birthday, as you are usually prone to do. Nothing has been good this year. With the exception of the birthday, you've only done two. And the one in March was sir, you streamed for 11 hours and made, I don't know, you made $343, take out Kick's 5%, PayPal's 1.75%, and that big wet 30% bite that YouTube takes out of your ass. Sir, you streamed for 11 hours for $250 fucking dollars.
Not so much at all. So the question is, should we keep doing these or maybe...
No, you shouldn't, actually. It's really bad, and you're just looking swell stupid. And I know you want to plan another one already. I know you do, but I think you and I both know, sir, that none of them will be as good as your birthday. So stop it. No, quit it, knock it off.
Bit of break and hang back and maybe wait for special occasions.
The 10-year anniversary of May Burst is coming up. I believe it's isn't it the 9-year though? Was that 2016 or 2017? Well, either way, it's on the 1st. However, sad news to report about May Burst. It's a Friday. You know what he's going to do. He'll start announcing it a week ahead of time. Well, I'm going to take Friday and Saturday off. His baby back bitch ass will not show up.
Particularly, there is
He got an anonymous $100 tip already. Of course he does.
one that I'm definitely doing coming up during the summertime. So we'll talk all about that. Plus, of course, we'll hang out, we'll chat, we'll have a good time together. As always, thanks for being here. It's the middle of the week. It's time
Oh, it is 2016. I will shut my whore mouth.
for the latest episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
Oh, thank you, Raw Phil. God's work. So he won't even show up on May Burst. I think he knows better at this point. I think he did the same thing last year too, didn't he? He was like, oh, on second thought, I'm going to take 2 days off. So $100 fake tip already, huh? Or a $100 tip? What do we think? What message was it?
Alrighty, everybody, good morning and welcome to the show. Today is Wednesday, the 15th of April, 2026, and I don't want to jinx it, but as of right now, I don't have any nose issues. If you remember yesterday, it was like a disaster, right? I got triggered in the morning. I don't know what it was, but when you have
It's called seasonal allergies that I don't know how you don't understand you have yet.
allergies, if you get triggered by something in the environment, it could affect your whole day. And that's literally what happened to me yesterday is I was dying. My nose would not stop itching. I couldn't stop sneezing. It wouldn't stop running. And I was essentially all day suffering with this on stream. And I had to keep hiding my camera, muting the mic, and blowing my nose. And it was very frustrating because usually I don't have that kind of stuff affecting me. And I did, very, very annoying. The good news is, as of now, I don't think that there's any issue. I think that I'm good. But hopefully I don't have anything trigger me here again today. The air conditioner I have on and off going on here and cooling the air in the room. So I'm hoping that won't have any issues today. So everyone, we're in the middle of the week, right? 3 days down, 3 days to go in this awesome streaming week. And what we'll do today is very briefly recap everything that we've done. We basically are halfway through the week, so we played each game that I was going to play at least once.
Oh, God, a recap of the recaps recap. Again.
In the case of RimWorld, twice. And what I'd like to do is let you know where we are with everything. However, a couple of playthroughs seem to be stalling. And it's maybe not a very good idea, kind of sucks. I don't know, because we got new games coming out, and I'm wondering how can I tackle and play these new games fairly and fully if I'm still playing 5 other games, especially because a lot of these are starting to stutter out. So we're going to talk about that today. I wonder if we'll come to a conclusion or not.
We're going to talk about how you fucking assholes are not giving me enough money to play these stupid fucking games.
The problem is we don't usually get all of that audience on the podcast. For example, we've got playthroughs going on that have been running since last year. We've got playthroughs going on that have been going on for 2 months. We've got a playthrough currently going on of a game that I've now played 16 hours of, and I still don't know what it is. But that audience doesn't necessarily tune in live, right? And then basically when I do stream those games, the audience that's there for them claims, oh, we love it or whatever. But I'm noticing dwindling attendance, dwindling attendance and dwindling support. So maybe it is time to move on from some of these games. We're going to talk about this today, all right? How's everyone doing? Let's just say good morning to the audience, shall we?
No, we're not doing dented roll call. I refuse. No, sir. You can absolutely go fuck yourself.
Retro Rewind, and Pokemon Fire Red. Those are the 5 ongoing games that I've been playing, okay? But I've been playing a lot of these for a while. Notably, RimWorld we've been playing since December 31st of last year. We're almost 60 parts in, okay? Dragon Quest, over 40 hours in, nearing the final third of the game. We're getting into the home stretch. Pokemon Fire Red, right now about maybe 16 hours in, continuing on with this awesome retro throwback playthrough. Only the second time I've ever played the original Pokemon, and it seems to get a ton of engagement when we play it. Retro Rewind, a game where you relive the 90s and the era of the VHS rental store. We are about, I want to say 14 hours in, but I have distinctly noticed that the crowd for the game is slowing down. We're getting less people, and we're getting less support, and the videos on demand are also doing poorly, okay? Crimson Desert, This is a game that when it came out a month ago, I think it was a big question mark, right? Would it be good or not? Would it be something that everyone likes, some people like, no people like? Well, now we've played Crimson Desert for almost 20 hours. We all know what it is. It's a jumble. It's a literal mishmash of amazing amounts of content, but it's not very coherent. And in my opinion, combat is terrible. I like a lot of other elements of the game. I just don't like the combat. So I've noticed, again, the last couple of streams of Crimson Desert, dwindling attendance and support being harder to get. I'm not saying that the streams haven't been supported. I'm saying that a lot of the times the support for the stream comes in last minute. Like someone at the very end of the stream will be like, oh, it looks like Phil didn't get a great stream today. And all of a sudden we'll dump a big tip or something like that. And obviously that's a...
What town is he in? He did Celadon. He beat Erica, got the rainbow badge. I think the next stop now should be Koga down in Fuchsia City before Sabrina back at Saffron. I think the Marsh badge is the 6th one that you get. I don't know. It's been a while for me, but he has, I think, 4 badges at 16 hours in. It's exactly as awful as it sounds.
little weird. If the game had a bigger viewer base or more interest, you would think that people would be supporting it the entirety of the stream, not very last minute, right? So all of that being said, that's 5 games. And the problem that now I am coming up against is very simple. We've got more new games coming out. We've got 2 this week. We actually have more at the end of April. How can I juggle all of these games at once? And the answer is I can't. As one man, there's no way that I can juggle 7 games. That's just, it's never going to happen, okay? So I think we need to start making some tough decisions. And the question is, what games will continue? What games won't? What games are doing the absolute best? What games are not doing so well at all? And go from there, okay? Now, let's talk all about this, okay? The 2 new games coming out start tomorrow. Tomorrow's
Lynn Dab Earn L in YouTube here says, if every playthrough is getting slower support, is that not indicative that you're falling off as a content creator? No offense, just asking at DSP Gaming.
first stream will be the premiere of Mouse PI for Hire, a first-person shooter action game with cartoony old-style graphics but adult themes. I'm interested to see, number 1, is it good enough that it'll hook us and we'll really like it? Or is it a one and done where we just experiment with it and feel like, all right, we see what it is, but, you know, not for us. Maybe we'll...
Let's see. He won't get rid of Dragon Quest because he really was like, well, I don't care. I like the game. If this is the only stream that's slow, I don't care. I like it. He doesn't like it. He just says that because he can't look like he's all about the money all the time. So he won't get rid of that. Retro Rewind, he might drop. I don't know. RimWorld is getting a little he'll drop Crimson Desert immediately. He does not want to play Crimson Desert. And I mean, truthfully, none of them are doing very well right now. Pokemon, he can get, you know, the dents and the dummies and the wheelchairs to pay $5 for the Pokemon. But there are some streams where they don't.
Love it. Maybe we won't. Maybe it'll be something we play a few streams of. Maybe it'll be something it's just one and we're bored, right? I don't know. The reviews are kind of middle of the road. Some people say it's really good. Others are like, man, not so much. So because you have that split among critics.
I agree. He'll quit Crimson Desert. I think he'll quit that, and I think then he'll quit the retro rewind thing.
Basically means that it's a toss-up. So hard to judge a game like that when we haven't played it yet. It is something different, but is it going to be good? I don't know. We won't know until we try it. Okay. The other
Ghost Viper, thanks for the 5 gifted, honey. I appreciate your generosity. Big
new
ups.
release this week is Pragmata. Now this game is from Capcom. AAA release, great graphics. Critics love this game. Across the board, almost everyone who's played the game is saying it's outstanding, particularly for a new IP in 2026, when most of these AAA studios are just pumping out another iteration of a franchise. This is doing something new and different and original is actually pretty good.
Sean, thank you for the 5. I will take this opportunity while he does some kind of victory sip here. Tough decisions. He talks about dropping games like he's taking grandpa off life support. Oh, fuck.
Pragmata will premiere.
I know. I was going to say, it must be so difficult where imagine if this was the toughest decision that you had to make today. Oh, you guys, I'm playing too many games. Whatever game do I give up to play another game that won't go well? Oh, such is the life of a YouTube video game streamer.
On Friday.
Yeah, your fucking purple heart's in the mail for all your fucking service, douchebag.
It actually comes out Thursday night late. We'll play it as the first stream on Friday, okay? My mentality is this. Give each a major stream. You know, Mouse PI for Hire Thursday, Pragmata Friday. Let's see what games resonate and stick and people like, and what doesn't. If they both resonate and stick and people like them, we'll play more streams of them as daytime streams immediately on Sunday and Monday, okay? If not, then maybe we'll play whichever.
If they stick, does that mean if they hit the non-goal? Because that kind of sounds like code for hitting the non-goal.
One did work on Sunday, and we'll just drop one of them, okay? We gotta see what happens. I honestly don't know what to expect, and I don't know what will happen, so I'm going to...
Nobody knows what's going to happen, asshole. I don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. Nobody here is clairvoyant, you fucking idiot. Like, you're saying all of this just superfluous nonsense that doesn't need to be fucking said. None of us know the fucking future.
To judge it at face value when we play these games for the first time. All right. But now, what we have to talk about.
How does he make himself so unlikable? He doesn't make himself that way. He just is this way. He just is this. Phil is having some really gay colored lighting today. What does that tell us, Toxie?
Is the future of the playthroughs that I'm doing. Okay. Let's go systematically through.
I don't know if this is like a he's gay joke. I feel like you're trying to do some kind of a joke, but I think it might have gone over my head, which it's not hard to do.
Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, as you know, is kind of my guilty pleasure game. I love old school turn-based.
Yeah, he's going to hang on to this even though he hates it and wants it to be over and it never makes any money. But he won't quit Dragon Quest. We've already said this.
JRPGs. They're part of my life's blood as a gamer. I grew up playing these games in the 90s, games like Final Fantasy IV and VI, Chrono Trigger, Earth.
Yeah, people aren't going to pay you for the games that you like, asshole. You're supposed to try to get them to pay for the shit that they like, not the shit you like. Hey guys, I just want to let you guys know, I love Dr. Pepper, so give me a big fucking bunch of money so that I can buy Dr. Pepper. Oh, you don't like Dr. Pepper? Well, fuck you, I do. I failed, Toxie. I promise you it's me that's probably failed here. It's not hard for me to not get the joke.
Bound, etc. I love them. I want to play them, but I almost never get a big audience for it. In fact, just to give you some perspective right now, currently on this podcast, I have 164 viewers on YouTube, and I'm going to guess I have 50 on Kick. Let's see how many viewers we actually have on Kick. I'm going to guess 50. Let's take a look. I have 63 on Kick. The podcast did just start. We typically get a lot more viewers over the course of the show. I would guess that by the end of this podcast, we'll have nearly 200 viewers on YouTube and probably like 80 on Kick, something like that, okay? When I start playing Dragon Quest VII, on YouTube, we will likely barely hold 150 viewers, and on Kick, we're going to drop probably to like 60, 50. Happens every time. People, for some reason, don't like this genre on my content. I don't know why, because I love it. I have passion for it, and every single time that I play it, I have a great time.
You realize you just said, I don't know why other people don't like it because I like it. That's literally what you just said. I don't know why no one else likes it. I love it. Sir, like, do we really have to stop here, take pause, and let a 44-year-old man know that not everyone is going? You say this all the time. We're obviously not all going to like the same thing, and that's okay. Aw, Dis, thanks for the 2, honey, for the Dr. Pepper fund.
I like chilling with you. I like enjoying the interesting different plots that have happened in the game, of which there's been like 12 right now. And we're actually
Regular or cherry Dr. Pepper? Regular, of course.
heading into the final third of the game.
Don't be ridiculous.
It's going to be the home stretch. Finally, I believe the story is supposed to actually get more solidified as you make a final push towards taking out the Demon King and all of that. So I am excited for it, but I know it's going to dwindle. This has been the playthrough that I have said all along. This is the game that I know will not do well for viewership, engagement, and support, but because you guys have supported me through all of the other stuff that I'm doing so well, I have the flexibility to play this game and enjoy it, even though maybe not everyone else does. And I want to say thank you for that. I love this game. I love this genre. To be able to enjoy it and play it because of you guys and your level of support with everything else, thank you for that. I appreciate that, okay? So, we're 2/3 into the game, over 40 hours in. I would prefer to not drop the game right now when we're heading into the home stretch, okay? RimWorld. This has been a game that I have very much enjoyed ever since we started playing it in late December. You guys finally convinced me to give it a go after me looking at it for like a year and being like, oh, I don't know because of the way it looks. After having
Kino gets 10 times Phil's live viewers at 3 a.m. It's not the fucking game. Yeah, but he can't admit that to himself.
now played it over 60 hours, I can tell you, the game is outstanding, incredibly complex. It's like an onion. You peel back one layer, there's 10 more inside that you now need to like adapt to and learn. And, right now we're actually in the midst of a brand new run. We've only played it for 4 hours. New group of survivors on a new biome on a planet where now it's all cold rather than hot, which was my last biome. We got a vampire in the group, and that's very different. We have to hunt and gather rather than grow crops. Very different from what we did the last run. So I really am enjoying it, all right? However, just going to say this. I'm going to throw it out there, right? If you take a look overall at RimWorld, when I stream it, we don't get a big streaming audience.
No, you don't, because nobody wants to hold your hand through the entire fucking game and tell you every decision to make. So why does he get so upset when he doesn't reach the goal? Well, there's a couple of things here that I believe. I think it's like a little of column A, a little of column B. One, of course, the 150. I mean, he wants that much money every stream. I think he wants more, but I think he knows better than to ask for more. So, of course, as much money as he can get. But also, I feel as if a lot of it is tied to his self-esteem. When the goal is 150, but he makes like, I don't know, like $57, I think it makes him feel bad about himself. I think it reinforces in his mind that he sucks. That's why he complains about these things. Oh, attendance was low. Oh, nobody was talking in the chat, because he gets a glimpse of how fucking unpopular he really is. So I think it's a little of A, a little of B.
In fact, you may not realize this. When I stream RimWorld, it's the least attended thing that I do. I'm serious. The RimWorld streams get less viewers than Dragon Quest. Now, you may argue, well, that's because Dragon Quest is the daytime stream, and usually you get more viewers on an earlier stream. You get the build-up from the podcast or the morning show. You're right. I'm not necessarily saying that everyone that's there for Dragon Quest is there for Dragon Quest particularly, but what I'm saying is just facts. We are not getting a huge crowd for RimWorld. We did it first, and after about a month and a half, it died out, and now we get...
Yeah, everything dies out because everybody gets tired of holding your fucking hand. You sit here in this chair and demand to be paid by people who you also demand they tell you how to play the game. You literally want people to do your job for you and then pay you for it. And what's even more retarded is they do it fairly consistently, which boggles my tiny fucking mind. But yeah, there are quite a few people who get tired of that.
Very low attendance for RimWorld. It's actually the lowest attended thing I even do on Kick, and on YouTube it's been dwindling recently as well.
Why does it matter? 2 to 3 people fund your entire business anyway. He doesn't give 2 fucks if 2 to 3 whales are funding his entire business. That's fine to him. It needs to look like he's popular. It needs to look like there's a lot of people. When a big whale comes in and dumps a lot of money, you'll hear him say things like, support was great, but it was like only from like 1 or 2 people, and you can hear the bitterness and the butthurt. Like you can hear it in his voice because, yeah, we can see when one person's paving your way. We can see it. It's not 5 from this person and 20 from this person and 2 from this person and 10 gifteds over here and 5. It comes from like 3 people and everybody can see it. Everybody can see that it's only a few certain people. And again, a lot of this, the only thing that is bigger than this man's like love of money is his fucking ego. And it gets dashed quickly and chronically.
Now, I'm not saying that the engagement is bad. The engagement is quite good for RimWorld. Whenever we play it, we got people both on YouTube and Kick that are participating, explaining the game, helping me out to do better, and I really appreciate that, because if it weren't for you, I probably would never have...
See? Got people explaining to him, go here and do this, or, you know, whatever the case may be with the game. Yeah, how many people are going to hang around for that?
...been able to enjoy that game. It's just...
Imagine whatever your most favorite game is in the whole world, okay? And you go to watch your favorite YouTuber, Twitch streamer, whatever, and they're playing, again, whatever your most favorite game is, and it's, how do I get to this place? How do I do this? And you're like, what the fuck? I don't want to teach you the fucking game. Just play. I don't want to have to tell you where to go and what to do.
So complex, and it requires so much time invested to learn it, that it is your ongoing help that allows me to enjoy. So cheers to you if you're one of the people who comes and engages when I play RimWorld. Now let's talk about support. It's all over the place. Like, I'm not kidding. There's some nights I stream RimWorld and I'll make like $200. And then there's other nights where I struggle to get to 100, if that. It's up and down and all around. And RimWorld was a dependable stream for a long time, and in the last month that I've continued to play it, it definitely hit the wall. And you might say, well, it's because your playthrough was going so long and people were getting bored. I thought that was the case. Until I reset the playthrough, we're now playing with a DLC with mods, and to be honest, last night, we didn't even do a great stream when it came to support. It was all right.
Oh, he wanted to say we didn't hit the goal. And he stopped himself. He wanted to say we didn't hit the goal. You can see him stop right there for a second.
Long, people were getting bored. I thought that was the case. Until I reset the playthrough, we're now playing with...
Listen closely, even if you're not watching, that's okay. You don't have to watch. Just listen very closely here.
The DLC with mods, and to be honest, last night, we didn't even
do
a great stream when it came to
do a great stream. We didn't even do a great stream. You can hear it.
Long, people were getting bored. I thought that was the case. Until I reset the playthrough, we're now playing with a DLC with mods, and to be honest, last night, we didn't even do a great stream when it came to support. It was all right, don't get me wrong. I think it made like $120, which is good. But no.
But it wasn't quite that 150, was it? He totally fucked himself right there.
We're near the levels of what was happening when I was playing this game just a couple months ago. So
one of these days, it's going to slip out, and it's going to roll right off his tongue.
This used to be the dependable game where I get a good audience and good support, and this would help make up for the other days when I was playing things that were slow. But now, it looks like RimWorld is the game that's becoming slow. Particularly, I'm not exaggerating. I want you to take a look at this.
You're not going to show us your dick, are you? I'm not down for this.
which isn't getting a lot of views, is kind of outperforming it. So maybe it's just very simple. I've played RimWorld for 4 months, and it's finally dying out after 60 hours of gameplay. Now, I know some of you might be like, wait, no, but I love RimWorld. Well, I'm with you. I really like the game, so I want to keep playing it. But if you want to see me keep playing it, I need people to watch it, and I need people to support it.
If you love it so much, then where were you? Where were you with your fucking money?
And it had gotten consistent support for a long time, and now it's fallen off. So the thing is, I'm not going to cancel RimWorld. I'm not. But I need to...
I didn't think that he would. It doesn't pay consistently, but when it pays, it fucking pays. So I didn't think he'd get rid of that.
see how it does next week. And if it goes well next week, then I likely will say, okay, not a big deal. All right? But if it doesn't, if it falls off again and it's slow next week, it might be time to say goodbye, particularly because we need the time in the schedule in order to play other games. Okay? So let's see how RimWorld goes next week. All right? I can see that we have a bunch of idiots in the YouTube chat, so I'm just going to take care of them.
Do we? Do we? Do we? Mr. Magikarp, this conversation is not very entertaining. I just want to watch you game. Listen to your chat. You're talking and not listening to us. Maybe it's not related to the games. Maybe people just get busy and can't come chill. Ah, look out now.
Quickly before I continue so I don't get distracted by idiots. There you go. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Wasting time.
Don't admit that you get easily distracted. It's not very becoming of a lady.
There's another one. Okay, goodbye. What's funny is, on the kick side, we have the usual crowd of people who are like razzing and stuff, but on YouTube, all of a sudden, mysteriously, a bunch of accounts you've never seen before, never heard from, are all being toxic and negative in the chat. Gee, I wonder.
Just like the people that we've never seen before who come in and give you a $100 super chat, and we've never seen them before, and they say nothing in your chat, and they drop the $100 super chat. Hi, Phil. You are great, and I love you. I have to go eat the other half of my box of crayons now. Fans since heavy rain, and then we never fucking see him again. Really?
If that could be related, right? You know what they say? It's the devil you know versus
But toxic criticism is not allowed. Sure the fuck it is. I say so.
the devil you don't. At least I know when I look at kick chat, it's the same people, and they're going to say that kind of stuff every day, and I kind of expect it. But then when I look at the YouTube chat and I start seeing these toxic people, I'm like, the fuck out of here. Okay. So, RimWorld. Next week, I'll be keeping my eye on it. I like it. I want to keep playing it. But if it ends up underperforming another week, I think we're done with it. And it's time to move on and use that schedule time for other stuff. Okay? Pokemon Fire Red. I'm honestly shockingly delighted with how well Pokemon Fire Red has gone. Okay? And what I mean
It's not going all that well.
by that is, it's doing very well. When I
It's really not.
play it, we get a regular crowd that come out and hang out. They engage and help me a ton with the stuff that I need to know about Pokemon, and the support has also been great. And for the record, people might be like, oh, it's because in Pokemon, you charge people to name your Pokemon. In this playthrough, not particularly, no. That really hasn't been the case at all. People are just supporting because they like seeing me play Pokemon, and this is the first time I've ever thrown
It's not true. It's just a few dents who are like hyper-focused on Pokemon.
or ever played a throwback Pokemon game, one of the originals. You know what I'm saying? So because of that, yeah, like I'm shocked that it's actually doing as well as it is, and I'm having a great time with it. I am. So Pokemon
He's not.
is fine. I have zero complaints. Let's keep that rolling because it's doing very well. Okay?
So what are the two that you're gonna drop? Fucking shocker. I mean, really, what other two are left? Crimson Desert, which you can't fucking stand and don't want to play anyway, and Retro Rewind, which I don't think anybody fucking cares about.
Retro Rewind. So, Retro Rewind is a game that I very much enjoyed when we started playing it 3 weeks ago. All right? It is
Him playing Pokemon is soul destroying. I know, because I played the original Red when it came out back in like 98 or whatever. It hurts my soul too.
an indie game. It is a game that relives the 1990s. A video store, you know, setting it up and buying new releases and getting them out there, new genres, decorating the store, selling snacks and drinks, and essentially running your own business, right?
Senor Chewy, thanks for being a member, honey, for 10 months. I appreciate you. Asking for gaming on DSP Gaming is toxic, apparently. He didn't ban that Mr. Magikarp, so I don't know who he banned or what they said. Oh, someone here who says their name is I'm someone who isn't banned said, shut up, Phil, you're an idiot. Call Kat and ask her why you don't get support. Well, that will probably be banned. So, Renji, thanks for the 5. I appreciate you. Love how he says if RimWorld doesn't perform, he'll drop it for other games. I bet he drops Pragmata during the premiere stream. Oh, I don't know anything about that. Is it difficult? If it's in any way, shape, or form like difficult or tricky, he ain't gonna like it. If you can't like push X to win, he don't like it.
And the ins and outs of that, hiring and firing employees. Are you going to do checkout tonight? Are you going to check in the tapes? Are you going to go toss out advertisements with brochures? You know, what avenue should you take in order to make sure that this store has maximum business, okay? And I've had ups and downs in this game. Some nights, we've had a lot of people show up and hang out and talk about the 90s and the days of Blockbuster Video and stuff like that and have a great time. But I'm going to be honest.
Nobody wants your fucking boomer sessions, man. I'm only like 2.5 years younger than you. Nobody wants your fucking, just like no one would want my boomer sessions about like, yay, it's Friday and I just got out of school and dad's gonna take us to Blockbuster. Like, yeah, okay, you and me did shit like that. Nobody else wants to hear it, bro. Nobody wants to hear us have fucking boomeristic episodes about what shit was like back in 1995. No one cares, dude.
I do feel like the game at this point has kind of hit the wall. We've now played it for around 15 plus hours, and we're not really unlocking much more new. Like last time we unlocked
Ironic. That one's not cutting it.
the new genre of movie, kids movies, and then we unlocked the refrigerator where you sell sodas. And it's fun for 10 minutes, and then it's like, okay, back to the grind. Nothing is really going on. Like, I feel like more will happen when we get to the Christmas holiday, which we're getting to. We're getting really close to it, but you have to grind to get there. You know what I'm saying? So I like the game, and I find it very chill. Like, I would say it's a chill vibes game. If you look at all the games we're currently playing right now, yes, Dragon Quest is very chill, don't get me wrong, but as for like a late night chill stream, definitely Retro Rewind is our late night chill stream right now. It is the most relaxing game, interesting, and stuff like that, okay? So, tonight we're playing Retro Rewind. If we get a good crowd for this game, and people show up and engage and support it again like they have in the past, I'll keep going. But if I notice that it dwindles tonight, this might be the final night for it, all right? And this is not a threat or anything. Again,
Oh, look out. Retro Rewind on that chopping block.
what I'm finding hard is I like all the games I'm playing, but they're all so lengthy. Seriously, it's all so lengthy. And yeah, Acid Rain says, you have to spend $8,000 to expand. Your shelves are then end up empty. It's far too grindy for our late game game. No, I hear you. Like, what's happened is the last 2 streams, we expanded the store in Retro Rewind, and it got good because now the store's big, so we started adding shelving and everything. Everyone loved it. But then 2 streams, we haven't really done much at all. We just kind of maintained. We are leveling up, but the things we're leveling up is like a new genre movie. Okay, that's cool for 5 minutes. Oh, the water cooler, you know, to have drink.
Yeah, that's what happens, man. Yeah, eventually you unlock everything.
Big deal, right? Nothing big is really happening anymore. So let's try one more time tonight. Again, if the stream does well, I'll keep going. Because the thing is, the game ends at level 20. Like, level 20 is the final unlock, and then they said they're going to add more content in the future. I'm at like level 15 now. So another couple.
This is not a threat. This is a threat. Smee, try to stop me. Smee, you better get up off your ass. Nice hook quote.
Streams, we may hit level 20. And then it's good. Then we can just put it on pause regardless until more content comes out. So there you go. Let's see what happens tonight on the late stream. If it goes well, then great. Let's keep it going. But if not, that might be it for now. Maybe what we'll do is we can go back to it in the future.
Shocker, as we predicted, that one's going to get the cut. And of course, so's Crimson Desert because he fucking hates it.
When there's more content. Because the game devs are adding more content, including in the future a way to fix the broken tapes when
Thin Ice Retro
they
Rewind.
break. And also video game rentals. I think that'd be dope to have video game.
Oh, here we go. Rodeos in town. Your audience doesn't need an hour-long breakdown on support levels. Please move on to another topic. That's a pretty good one.
Rentals, that would really add a spark because, I mean, we're all gamers here, and that's what we want to be talking about, right? Okay, now, the final one, and this is the one that I really want to talk about right now, is Crimson Desert. But before we do that, it looks like the first contribution of the stream just arrived.
Is this the $100 tip that people told me about from the future? I love when I get future knowledge. It's great.
Someone did a $2 tip and says, why did you time someone out for asking your Mount Rushmore of YouTube chatter? Seems like a harmless question. Because it's not a harmless question. When you ask a streamer that question, what you're asking them is to get drama started because you're asking them to pick favorites. Okay? So
What's wrong with saying who your favorite YouTubers are? People could agree with you and say, I like those people too. They can say, I don't like those people or don't agree with them. Or they could say, I've never heard of that person. What's the big deal? If someone said, name your top 4 like YouTubers who you enjoy. What's wrong with, can you not conduct yourself like an adult? I mean, perhaps the people in your chat can't conduct themselves like adults.
I'm not going to do it. And if you ask a stupid question like that, I will time you out. It's my right. And if you question my timing you out, I'm going to time you out again. And if you then keep it up, I'm going to ban you. Thanks for $2. Okay. So let's talk about, what's up, Game Boy? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Let's talk about Crimson Desert, okay? So, oh, by the way, Princess Luna, thank you. Princess Luna has just gifted a membership on YouTube. That's our first support on the YouTube side today. So thank you, Princess Luna, for that. By all means, everyone, today, if you enjoyed today's podcast, please support it. I'm well aware that, again, when I play Dragon Quest, people don't stick around. We will end up losing viewership a lot when I start playing the game. So
You only have 200 people watching you. There's nobody else coming. They don't even care about your shitty morning show or whatever the fuck this is.
So getting the early support today will help a ton. If you could support the stream early on, please do. That would help a lot. And I'd love to give you a nice shout out. Okay. Crimson Desert. When the game came out, it was a humongous question mark. Is it good or not? Right? We don't know. All the reviews were all over the place. Half the reviews were saying it was one of the best games they've ever played, and the other half were like, this game is terrible. I land somewhere in the middle, because when I played Crimson Desert, I absolutely love the graphics. I love the world and the exploring of the world with the traversal and things like that. I love discovering secrets. I love finding...
So rude. No other streamer would be so rude when receiving money. I don't understand why he thinks this is such an inflammatory question. Here's the thing. He doesn't watch YouTube. When he's not live or whatever, or maybe watching a guide or something so he can cheat, he doesn't watch YouTube. That's why there's no favorites to talk about. I think everybody off the top of their head could list 5 to 10 YouTubers who do all kinds of sorts of channels or whatever. I have like many different YouTubers that I enjoy very much who make all different, kinds of content. But the fact that he doesn't want to say that, it's because all he does when he's not streaming is drink, fucking doom scroll on Twitter, and play WWE Champions. That's it. That's it. He can't say who his favorites are. He doesn't have any, especially not any that are even remotely successful. We've heard him be so hateful towards, Mr. Beast and, PewDiePie. He fucking hates PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye. Remember when MatPat retired and he tried to shit on MatPat? Anybody who was successful, and especially those who have been successful and retired, like PewDiePie, like MatPat, like Keemstar, and several others. He doesn't watch YouTube. Senior Chewy, thank you for the 5. Phil's Mount Rushmore is Darkside Phil, King of Hate Vlags, KO Gaming, and DSP Gaming. Right, there you go.
Caves, and I actually like finding all kinds of stuff in the world, all right? The story, so far it's not that bad, it's just not coherent. Like every time that we try to do the story of the game, it feels like we're doing a completely different story. Like, so far in the story, we got sucked up into the sky for a bunch of floating platform puzzles, and we're given mystical powers by a bunch of beings that still haven't been explained.
Yep, Justine, Tobuscus, and there's a lot of people. You can tell, shout out to a lot of people, you can tell that he isn't going to name drop. I don't think there are a lot of people who he genuinely watches. I don't think he's on YouTube very much when he's not streaming.
Then, we ended up doing some kind of like a base regrowing or rebuilding on the ground level as we got our tribesmen, the Greymanes, back together. We had to rescue some of them with sneaking missions like Assassin's Creed. Oh, but then we ended up having to engage in all kinds of crazy combat. But then we had to go to a mystical school where they were researching stuff, and then we had to fight some kind of a floating demon where we got sucked back into this other plane and back up to the sky where a guy was using the powers, but we don't know why. And then we had to fight a giant ape monster.
Wow, okay. Like, you're like... Pardon me, but like, you're going full retard. Never go full retards. I'm sorry. Stop it.
The game at a high level, you're just here too early. Go grind and then come back 10 hours later. So which is it? Because even the people who clap back at me when I criticize the combat can't agree. That says something, okay? So here's the thing, all right? Crimson Desert. I don't dislike it, all right?
Yes, you do.
I literally don't dislike it.
Yes, you do. That's why you said it twice.
I would keep playing it. However,
no, you won't.
I've noticed the last couple of streams haven't done that well. All right.
I bet he watches a handful of detractors in Kino Casino. He probably still watches some of Kino Casino, although they're like waist deep in quartering stuff that's going on right now, so they haven't been doing like too much fill. But he probably does still watch from time to time. But again, I more so mean I don't think he wants to list any channels that he really watches, because I think we would learn that it would all be like detractor stuff.
Notably yesterday's daytime stream, okay? We didn't get good support till the last minute. Like, it was last minute, and all of a sudden 3 or 4 people all said, oh, let's support Crimson Desert. And I got a big tip, and I got a big super chat. So, whoa, well, this all showed up at the end of the stream. So that's not a good sign. If people like the game enough, you think they would have been supporting it the whole stream, not last minute, right? In addition.
Yeah, we know. We did this with not Crimson Desert. Jesus Christ. I'm so fucking stupid. That was so funny. Duh. I'm sorry. Let me find both of my brain cells and put them back where they belong. He did this last year with Blueprints. Oh, I want to keep playing the game, but no one hits the goal until fucking, after the game's over.
Once again.
He did this with Truck Sim, too.
I would like to drive your attention to Crimson Desert videos. You ready?
Oh, no. I don't want to. Why? Why do I need a fucking analytics review?
The game that one I was heavily criticizing.
Look at these terrible fucking views, man. Look at these views. 163 views, 115. 546, 278, 255, 168, 553. Jesus Christ, this shit is pathetic. No, I didn't have a blonde moment. I just had it like my brain fell out of my ear moment. God damn, that was bad.
And saying that the combat sucked, and I was getting thousands and thousands of views on those videos. Now that we've gotten to the real gameplay loop of the game, which is mostly exploration, I'm bringing in an amazing 168 views per video. Or 278 views per video. What video got more views?
Phil once showed his YouTube feed and it was all his detractors. Yep. I'm not inclined to believe that he watches like anything else.
The one where I raged at the game and said the combat sucked. So unless I'm just going to overact every video and say the combat sucks, it seems like this playthrough doesn't get much traction. And if you want to know why, it's very simple. People who are interested in Crimson Desert played the shit out of it within 2 weeks and are done with it. And everyone else moved on. The game is just too long and disjointed to really work well on a channel like mine. Being honest with you. Like, if it had coherency, I probably would have played it more. But I purposefully didn't play it a lot because it didn't seem like it was really put together well, which is true. And so I'm playing it a couple times a week, and it's not getting longevity. You can see that people have fallen off when, again, Retro Rewind and Pokemon are doing much better than Crimson Desert is. Okay? So, once again, I have to ask the question. Is this another situation where initially there was a ton of interest, but now that interest is waned, people are moving on, don't really care about Crimson Desert, and want more stuff? I don't know. Okay, now, I'm not going to drop the game. Again, much like these other games, I'm not dropping it immediately. But I'm making it known that if people don't continue to show up, engage, and support with these playthroughs, I'm going to drop them because I need time for new games. Okay? So right now, out of all the
In a shock to no one, the ones that we all knew were going to be on the chopping block are on the chopping block.
games that I'm playing, I would say RimWorld, Retro Rewind, and Crimson Desert are the three that I got my eyes on, saying they're all starting to underperform. So if they don't bounce back and have good streams, likely they're going to be out
By that, I of course mean give me your money. You're not giving me enough money.
of the rotation. And this is going to give us time to focus more on the other games and the new games. Okay? Notably, over the last 2 to 3 weeks, almost every day, someone comes on stream and actually says, hey, Phil, are you going to check out this new game that just dropped? Phil, will you check out this right here? Are you going to play this? And I'm like, I can't. I've been playing the same games for 2 months. I can't get through them because they're all so lengthy. We're kind of stuck. I don't have time in the schedule
Yeah, it's the game's fault for being too long. It wouldn't be because you're slow as fuck or anything.
for another game. And then people are like, oh, frustrated to hear that, but I understand. I don't want people to be frustrated. I want people to enjoy what I'm doing.
None of these conversations happen. That's a thing you made up. I sit here and watch your chats all day long. No one says that. That's a thing you made up.
You know, it's weird. Here's the thing. This is the opposite situation of what I used to be in. And allow me to elaborate on that. I used to not be able,
Oh God, we got hit immediately with an allow me to explain. Oh fuck.
all right, to have enough stuff for the schedule. Because I didn't have a gaming PC. Because I didn't have a bomb-ass setup to stream, right? So I was very limited with what I
Didn't have a bomb ass setup. Oh my
could
God.
do. If it wasn't on Xbox and it wasn't on PlayStation, essentially, I was assed out. So I was stuck only playing console games for the longest time. And at a time like now, when there's not a lot of releases coming out, I'd be like, damn, basically I'm stuck. We don't have enough to do. What do? Do we go back and play an old game for the 100th time, right? Now, we have so many options. So many games are constantly coming out, and people are like, will you try this one? Will you do this one? I would love to, but we're already playing too much. So we need to make the tough decisions. Let's see how everything does in the next week. Here's the best advice I can give you. If you
Sir, these are not tough decisions. In any way, shape, or form.
like any of the games that I just mentioned, show up to the streams, watch them, engage, and support them. That's the best way you can keep me playing them, all right? What underperforms is likely going to get knocked out of the schedule. Now,
Ew, bomb ass setup. He's way too old to say that.
what if you can't make the stream? That's okay. Like, let's say you really like Retro Rewind.
It's okay if you can't make the stream. You don't even have to watch the content. Just click on my PayPal link and give me $100 and I don't care. I mean, it doesn't matter if you can't show up to the stream. You can always give me a super thanks or, thousands of dollars on PayPal. I have 27 different ways in which you could give me money.
Fine. You want it to continue, but you can't make the stream tonight. Come on by, watch the videos on demand, like them. You could leave a super thanks on the video.
There it is. Or can they tip you on PayPal?
After the fact, I'll count that towards that game. You could leave a tip at any time.
Oh, look what we got there.
There's always a tips description in the video
I've been doing this too fucking long.
or the stream, or you can come by a different stream. Like, I've had people come by and be like, hey, so I can't make your stream tonight. I'm just going to drop some support now and say, hey, keep that game going. And I keep that in mind. I do. It's just that a lot of people are under this impression. The only way they can support a game is to show up live when I'm broadcasting it and do.
Because that's what you tell them to do, you fucking idiot. That's what you tell them to do. If you like the game, show up and support it. That's what you tell them. So they don't understand that there might be another way to go. They don't know. They don't think it's okay because that's what you attempt to drill into their fucking brain. Well, if you like the game, you have to be here and you have to watch it and you have to help me play it and you have to pay me and you have to talk to me and you have to become a member and you have to gift memberships and the 75 other fucking things that you make these people do because you are as helpless as a little bitch. You tell them to show up and support, you fucking idiot. That's all you ever fucking say. What are you talking about, my dude? Jesus Christ.
at that moment, and that's it. That's not the case. Okay? So if you like these games, support them. Let's see what happens. Hopefully we can get people to show up. All right? And let's go from there. Let's do some shout outs, and then let's start talking about DSP Tries It and the upcoming marathon. So we have DSP.
Apparently, we're not going to get rid of the marathon because he said upcoming marathon. Let's move on past the money.
And being able to do what I love and have people who trust me and come by and enjoy the content every day is a great feeling. It's a lot different from what most people do who try to do this kind of content full time, that's for sure. Do I really
Yep, all 220 of them. Great job.
believe these things? Oh, not only do I believe them, they're true, and you're a fucking retard and you're banned. So
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Something got feisty there. My bad. Let's go back. Something got feisty.
get that with a lot of people anymore. It's all for money. And for me, I'm not for view click purposes, you know what I mean? Any crap. So I can just sit here and do my thing. Negative, everything sucks. I have to dump
Oh,
on
I'm sorry.
show opportunities and I shield products and I'm over.
I skipped ahead and I missed a whole big bunch of dentedness. We'll go back. My bad. My bad. I jumped the gun.
And the block says, Retro RPG Love. Thank you to the block. I appreciate that.
I'm sorry. We came into something hella spicy right there. We're going to roll it back.
I really do. Because I also have passion for
Just dropped hard R in there.
retro RPGs. I don't have passion for this hair in my mouth. I also have passion for retro RPGs. And it does irk me, that sadly, we just don't get a lot of attention on them. I don't know why we don't, honestly, but I can't make people like what I like, right? I just can't. There's nothing I can really do about that. So, thank you for that. And I got a $2 tip. What would you say is your unique selling point as a content creator? Do you like the niche you filled in online? I'm one of a kind, man.
What is his unique selling point as a content creator was the question. Because something tells me this is going to go off on a tangent so far, we're going to fucking forget the question because this is going to make us retarded, okay? What is his unique selling point as a content creator? Content.
Really, like most people who make content these days have fallen into one of several different archetypes. Whether it's the, hey, I kiss every game's butt and say they're all good so I can get promotional opportunities and I shield products and I'm overly positive so that way I get stuff early and I get invited out to promo events and shit like that. That's definitely one archetype that people who do Let's Plays and stuff have fallen into. Then you've got the daily drama creators who it's like, everything's negative, everything sucks, I have to dump on everything, I have to
So that's you.
crap on everything, right?
That's you.
I'm in a unique spot where I've been doing this for 18 years. I'm successful without any sponsorships, any partnerships, any promotions, any crap.
You're not successful and you would take all of those in a heartbeat, but nobody wants to work with you. So you can spin whatever narrative you want to right now, but I'm going to go ahead and straighten it out because you got your shit twisted, to be real.
So I can just sit here and do my thing. I don't have to answer to anyone. I don't have to walk on eggshells. You know, when you turn into a DSP playthrough, you're getting my genuine opinions on the game with no sugarcoating and also no over-exaggeration.
Yeah, he's just going to tell you that they all suck and it's all over-exaggerated because he's a bitch.
For view click purposes, you know what I mean? Clickbait purposes, excuse me.
Yeah, that's why all of a sudden now you see that he's using the word crash out now. Has anybody noticed this? Has anybody noticed that he uses the fucking word crash out on all of his fucking video titles now? I crashed out about blah, 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 blah.
It's all real. And the people who like me come here because they're like, wow, honesty. You can't really get that with a lot of people anymore. It's all for money. And for
Yeah, all 217 of them, huh? With a 250,000 subs, 200 people. Big ups, Pam.
me, I'm not doing this just to be rich because I could be. I literally could be rich.
You could be if you wouldn't have given $300,000 to Scopely.
But instead of that, I choose the different path. And it's a
Yeah, gambling, drinking. Great job.
tougher one, but it's one that I have passion for. So,
Yeah, gambling and drinking.
being here for 18 years doing this and being able to do what I love and have people who trust me and come by and enjoy the content every day is a great feeling.
He sounds like he loves it, doesn't he? He really, I mean, when you listen to him speak, you really hear this guy loves what he does. You can hear it in his tone. Remember that. Remember when he calls somebody a retard in 30 seconds? Remember he loves what he does.
It's a lot different from what most people do who try to do this kind of content full time, that's for sure.
Yep, it's definitely a lot different. It's really bad and really shitty and doesn't work.
Do I really believe these things? Oh, not only do I believe them, they're true, and you're a fucking retard and you're banned. So get the fuck out of my chat. What's up, Chris? How you doing, man? Good
Remember, he loves his job. Everything's great.
morning. Wow, ladies and gentlemen,
Here it comes. Here comes the tip.
I have just, oh, that's a good time to pause the music. I have just received a $100 tip, but my screen crashed. Just as I was saying that, my screen crashed. Hold on. I got a $100 tip.
Let me guess, from Anonymous with a message that's half eating crayons. I love you, DSP. You are like my dad. I have to go sniff more glue now, but I love you.
Very nice. All right, this person says, this is for Pokemon Fire Red, and get rid of Crimson Desert. So this is a dual contribution. It's to support Fire Red, and it's saying get rid of Crimson Desert. Wow.
Look how excited he is. Can I get all these idiots to fight over what game to drop? Senior Chewy, thank you for the 5. So his unique selling point is nobody wants to sponsor him, and he throws everything at the wall hoping something sticks. Yes, and that's a very good point. Remember, that was the question. What is your unique selling point as a content creator? I guess apparently he calls people the fucking hard R and then bans them. That's his niche there. Also, very interesting that the $100 tip comes in from Anonymous to quit the game he doesn't like to keep the game where he can charge him more money.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, obviously, for that. That is absolutely amazing. $100 contribution helps a ton. Thank you so very much. And like I said, right now, hands down, the most successful game right now is Pokemon Fire Red. It's getting great attendance, great engagement, great support. People are absolutely loving to play through the video.
I agree, Merle, 100%. It was totally a fake tip to be able to drop Crimson Desert in favor of Pokemon, where these fucking dents in wheelchairs will give him $5, $10, $20 to name Pokemon. That is absolutely what just happened. Fake tip from fucking Anonymous with a generic ass message to drop Crimson Desert. 100%.
Videos on demand do well. Yeah, shocking. But I guess Pokemon is becoming a huge staple of my content that people just really love. Go figure, right? Thank you so much for that. Are you kidding me? I just received, are you ready for this? Another $50 contribution, which means it's time to see the briefcase of affluence. Yes.
Remember how affluent he is when he tells you that all the streams are doing bad and he's not making enough money. Oh, yeah, Giga Drain. That was so stupid. Fatal, thanks for the 8, honey. I appreciate you. That tip was his way of telling his dents he's dropping Crimson Desert.
Oh, there's another super chat as well, and I'll shout that out in a second. So this tip, it says, this is from the same person. They said, I'm giving you another $50 to be sure that we get rid of Crimson Desert. This person really wants Crimson Desert gone. Holy crap, so they are determined to get Crimson Desert.
They're determined to get the game gone, yet they won't give you they won't say their name. Why? Why would you give somebody $150 and want no recognition for this? No recognition for this whatsoever.
Canceled from my schedule. Wow. Well, thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Okay. Thank you so much. I received a $5 Canadian super chat from Mr. Ignorant Person. I swear I'm not making these names up. Mr. Ignorant Person. So that is a $3.64 super chat, okay? And this person says, would you try playing Steam games with terrible ratings? I think it would do well and be hilarious, and I miss Deadlock. So I'll answer both questions. Well, I'll answer both statements. Number one, yes. And in fact, that could be something fun to do for a future event. Maybe have a day where I say, today is the worst games on Steam event, where all I do all day is we look at worst Steam ratings, and we buy those games for...
You already did the fucking worst games, the AVGN ripoff. You did it like over the summer-ish, summertime last year. Last May was the viewer's illusion of choice. May. June was the Switch 2. July was I Depend on Dents. Wasn't it like August or something? August was the worst games. Was August the dual Mega Man marathons? At some point last year, he did the quote unquote worst games ever marathon, and it was the shittiest fucking marathon ever.
Few bucks, and we play them and we laugh how bad they are, right? Because I'm sure most of them will be non-functional garbage or just, you know.
The briefcase of cringe.
But it could be funny to do. I would consider doing that for a future event. Number two, I also miss Deadlock. Remember, I played it twice. I played it once for just a short amount of time on a night stream, and then I actually played it for a full stream once. I think the game is sound. It seems to have great
Did he ever comp to PayPal doxing? Otherwise, how did he know it was the same person? Well, I feel like these fucking losers, leave their name in the message, but they probably like right off the bat say, don't say my name. Don't say my name. I don't want to get doxed. Don't say my name.
graphics, good gameplay mechanics, a combination of kind of like hero shooter with strategy. I really liked it, but...
Agree, Jerry, 100%.
But the audience didn't. The audience outright told me they found it boring and would rather see me do other stuff. Very similar to when I play any hero shooter. They never work. For whatever bizarre reason, people on this channel don't like hero shooters.
He didn't even make the crappy games fun. He just bitched about how crappy they were. He adds nothing. He adds nothing to any of this. It was bad. He just would turn on the game and go, look how bad this is.
So anything with that archetype of a character who has special abilities.
It's bad. I get money now, right? I sit here 45 minutes. I get money, right? Game bad.
And, you know, it's kind of third person or first person action shooting. They just don't like it that much. I don't know why. I would love to play it again. I'm in it. I have it right now, and I could play it, but it just didn't work. I don't know what else to say. Okay. All right, so folks, thank you. Obviously, thank you for your support this morning on the podcast. No exaggeration. This allows me now to relax during the day and not have to worry much about contributions. So thank you so much for that. Okay, particularly the person with the ginormous.
Why? Because there's a goal? That 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 was weird, y'all. Hold on. Roll back that beautiful bean footage. Why that allows me to relax now? We haven't heard that for a while. I need to hear that again.
Okay. All right, so folks, thank you. Obviously, thank you for your support this morning on the podcast. No
Okay. Thank you for the support on the podcast. Now listen to this, y'all, because this is fucking weird.
exaggeration. This allows me now to relax during the day and not have to worry much about contributions. So
This allows me to relax and not have to worry about contributions. Why is he worrying about contributions? He's so successful. That just seems like a weird thing to say after you literally just got done telling us that you're still here after 18 years because you're so successful. And magically after you hit the 150, the magical non-150, now you can like breathe a sigh of relief. I don't know, y'all. That's weird.
thank you so much for that. Okay, particularly the person with the ginormous amount of tips. Thank you so much for that. Okay. Okay. Now, two things to talk about, shall we? Number one, DSP tries it. We just did an episode, Potbelly. It was horrible. All right, and I want.
That was the worst episode, by the way, of DSP Tries It that I've ever experienced. The big sandwich was too big, and the small sandwich that he knew he purposefully ordered the small one was too small. And then did nothing about but like complain about how small the sandwich was when he ordered the small sandwich. It wasn't even like really like gross necessarily. It was just so fucking stupid. And I guess he also doesn't realize that the fucking amount of booze he's taking in. He keeps going, I can't taste anything. I can't taste anything. Sir, your taste buds are drowning in gin. You can't taste anything. It's clear you can't taste anything. All you can taste is tangy.
I want to say to anyone who has watched the Potbelly video so far, thank you so much for that.
Yeah, it sucks ass.
FYI, it's doing pretty good. You know, it's only Wednesday right now. It's almost at 900 views. It's going to definitely, get 1,000 by the week.
Well, I didn't give you a view. I don't even remember who clipped it, but I watched their clip. You can fucking eat a dick.
Again, that's what I look for. I look for any episode of DSP Tries It to try to get around 1,000 views within a few days. That means it's on pace with the other episodes, so it's doing pretty good. Okay, if you haven't seen it yet,
Wow, a few days for 1,000 views. You're killing it out there.
tried Potbelly sandwiches, and it didn't go so well. It ended up being quite disappointing.
Dave's hair dye in the YouTube chat says, does it make you sad that your entire life is controlled by the charity of random anons? Can't play the games you want to.
To be honest. And I hope that you'll enjoy the episode because I was honest there, and man, I couldn't believe how expensive it was for how low quality it was. All right? Now, people want to know what's next, okay? What's next? Well, one of the ideas that we had previously had that was a rumor actually is real. There is a one-piece collaborative meal right now at Popeye's Fried Chicken in the United States. However, it appears to be at limited locations, and I did look it up. I can order from a Popeyes that has it, but I have to order from a Popeyes that's way further away than the one that's closest to me. The one closest to me won't offer it, but a further out one does, all right? So what is in the one-piece meal at Popeyes? It comes with 2 pieces of fried chicken, which they just select. You don't get to pick. So I'm going to hope that I get 2 good pieces of fried chicken and not like 2 tiny drumsticks, right? It also includes a Tony Chopper cupcake dessert, which just looks like a tiny little baked cupcake with frosting and shots on top. It doesn't look like anything special. And it comes with the Gum Fruit Lemonade, which is supposed to be a ton of fruit flavors smashed together in a lemonade. You also get, I think, mac and cheese on the side as your side with this combo, okay? Now, I don't know if it has any special packaging. It's not clear and it doesn't explain. You would hope it would. If you're specifically ordering the one-piece meal celebration box or whatever they're calling it, you would hope that it would have that stuff. So here's the thing. I haven't had Popeyes in a long time. In fact, I'm thinking about it. Did I even have Popeyes last year? I don't think I did. Let's take a look.
I believe he
Here
did.
we go. Videos. I'm going to search for Popeyes. Oh, we did the 5 Nights at Freddy's meal, and it was a huge disaster. Oh, yeah. I forgot all about that. So that was like 5+ months ago. Let's see. I said the disaster meal. It's scarier than the games. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. I forgot all about this. They had exactly the same thing for the Five Nights at Freddy's sequel movie 5 months ago. Do you remember that cupcake? That's it. It was uncooked. It was mush. It was like raw cake batter and goo in this container. And now they're doing it again, and they're calling it the one-piece meal. You know it's going to be the same cupcake with frosting on top.
But you just sounded so excited for it. You don't have to go there.
Now
you
I'm
know?
strongly debating. Do I even want to do this?
Probably not.
I don't know if I want to do this. Because I was like, oh, yeah, I love Popeye's chicken. But I'm remembering. No, someone just said, is that a straw and a tomato? That's the cupcake. Okay, here's my cursor. This is the cupcake container.
We've all seen the dentedness allow us to move along. Swiftly, if possible. Hello, sir? At least you turned that shitty fucking music off.
Smashed Jack slider pack. Holy shit, 3,000 calories. It's like 8 of them. I don't need that many. You can get 3. 3 Jack sliders. We could try the Jack sliders. That's something different. Jack in the Box slider burgers. And then you get like another side or something with it. They do have a new drink. The
Can we see?
Dr. Pepper. What? Oh, they have listen to this. They have a Dr. Pepper strawberry and cream shake.
Okay. So?
Dr. Pepper mixed with ice cream?
Yes. Be careful. I hate to tell you this really hidden secret about root beer and vanilla ice cream. Be very careful. I don't want to burst a bubble for you.
Sweet and creamy shake blended with a distinctive Dr. Pepper flavor and a sweet taste of strawberry and cream finished with whipped cream. Oh. I love Dr. Pepper. I couldn't think of drinking Dr. Pepper as a milkshake, though. All right, so let's say that.
Well, you are about the most bland, vanilla, boring person I know. So I could imagine you wouldn't like that. Thanks for the 5, honey. I appreciate you. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct.
Sliders and maybe a milkshake from Jack in the Box, so that's a consideration. Holy shit, Wendy's website is down. It doesn't even work. I'm not kidding. Wendy's website went down, so I have no idea what they have because it's actually not working. Let's take a look at a few other places.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Let's not look at a few other places. I don't want to look at more places.
Someone took $2 talking about me saying it comes in denim or in comes the nana. I don't care. Thanks for $2. Thanks for the 2. Very nice of you. Okay.
Good Lord, how much longer is this shit?
So Sonic, sadly, no. What else? I'm trying to think. What's something that maybe I've done before, but I want to do again?
Don't care. Skip. More
you know,
dead
John,
air.
we've done sushi before. I love sushi.
Skip.
Fish and chips we've also done. There was a place called...
Skip.
Let's see if they have anything right now.
Nope, skip. Skipperoonie
Me
doo.
getting drunk doing it. Then we had the second Mega Man Marathon in August, which I finished 3,
Okay, here we go.
where it was me just playing retro games on my Switch 2. 1 a month.
Something we might actually give a fuck about.
Sliders with more. We'll get more stuff, okay? Okay, now, the other thing that I want to talk about, let's actually get the music back now. The other thing that I want to talk about before we adjourn today's podcast, okay? I've been doing monthly marathons since last year. If you remember, we've been doing 1 a month every single month. And we did all kinds of various different topics and things. Some marathons do really well, others not so much. Notably, the themed marathons that are seasonal, like the Halloween marathon, the Christmas marathon, my birthday marathon, those usually do really well. But the ones that have been going on in between, right, haven't done so well. We had one where you picked the games. That one didn't do well at all. We had one where it was me just playing retro games on my Switch 2. That also didn't do well at all. All right? So I guess the question is, if we were to do
I guess the question is, what will make you stupid fucks give me all your money?
another marathon, and let's say that we did it in
Like, just be proud of who you are. Like, just say it with your chest out at this point.
May, it would be early May. That
Why do we have to tiptoe around the whole point of why you're here, which is obviously for money?
first week of May, what would it be? What would you want to see? My idea would be to do a marathon to continue the Mega Man marathons that I did in 2025. If you remember,
Boo. Somebody in the chat called it. I don't remember who, but they said it. Boo. Everyone boo this man. Throw the denim bananas at him.
in 2025, I did 3 of these. We did the first Mega Man marathon in January, which covered me playing Mega Man 1 through 3, and me getting drunk doing it. Then we had the second Mega Man marathon in August, which I finished 3, played 4 and 5, and I think I was starting 6, and then we ran out of time. And then I did another one in September, where I played through 6 and 7, and I'm like halfway through 8, and then I ran out of time. Each one of these marathons was unique and interesting because I'm tackling the history of Mega Man, and you can see how the series evolved over time, but I also drink when I play them. And a lot of these games I've only ever played once, so to only play them a second time while drunk is pretty challenging, okay? And the fact that I'm not going to be doing drinking based off of reward goals and things anymore, but instead, what we're actually going to do is just I have drinks during the course of the day naturally, ensures that I'm probably going to be pretty buzzed during the course of the day when I'm playing Mega Man, all right? So
The bitch only ever takes like 6 shots. He doesn't drink, really.
the reason I want to do it is because this is like a lingering thing. I want to wrap up Classic Mega Man. If we beat 8, then we can get into 9 and 10, which were the last 2 classic games. 11 was a more modern game, if you remember. So I would love to do that. But will people show up for that marathon, or am I going to be playing for myself and have very low attendance and support that day because I chose to play Mega Man? Because what's funny is everyone says,
Yeah, Mega Man isn't going to go well for you, sir. Those ones that you did in August or September or whatever the fuck you just said, because I wasn't really listening. I was going to get a drink. But whatever the fuck it was that you just said, yeah, the shit sucked ass, dude.
just do whatever you want and people will show up. That's not true at all. Hence Dragon Quest. You know, it's not true that I can just play whatever I want and people will show up. So I don't know. Like, I'm down for it if people will show up. Now, the other thing is, people keep asking me, when would it be? Well, to be frank with you, I would want to do it right away at the beginning of May. Why? Because I want to have my marathons be an early month time now, because the next one I'm absolutely...
Yeah, so you're going to do it on Friday, May burst? I don't know that I'd recommend that for you, sir.
positively 100%
Just pretend they're blue. I don't have a membership. You don't need a membership, honey. Just put bananas in the chat. You don't have to have a membership if you don't want one. Bananas work just as good as denim bananas.
going to do, no matter what, is going to be Indivestance Day. This will take place likely exactly on July 4th.
Yeah, but you're skipping June. Are you aware that you're skipping June? It's not May, July, August. It's May, June, July.
Which is a Saturday this year, okay? On July 4th, it's Independence Day in the United States, where we celebrate our independence from Great Britain. But for me, it's a twofold day. Number one, Indivestance Day is the day when annually I bring back the vests, the hats, the gunner glasses,
It's not annually. He's only ever done it once.
and for each level of $50 raised on the stream, I poll and you guys pick what I wear next. Okay? So that always will happen on Indivestance Day. It'll be a cool throwback event we'll do annually, all right? In homage to the vestry. Also, on that day, I need to clean out my closet. It is so bad right now because of all the improvements and things that I did to my studio this year. It is inundated with boxes and crap. It's got a bunch of decorations I'm never going to use anymore that I need to get rid of. And I want to go through my classic games collection again with all of you live, now showing you in detail everything in this collection. I now have the dual cameras in HD, and I can show you the quality of the packaging and everything. And I want to go through and see what everything's worth. People told me like 4 years ago when we last did this that it's worth a ton of money. I'd like to see what it's worth now 4 years later, okay? So that 100% is the next guaranteed marathon that will happen in Divestance Day. Okay? So, if we were to do this marathon, okay? If we were to do it, we could do it on 2 different dates. All right? The dates would be as follows. Either Friday, May 1st, or Sunday, May 3rd. And the thing is, I think I'm going to have a crazy long streaming week at the end of the month. I think it's going to be a 7-day streaming week. So I'd have 6 normal
Wow, he's actually going to consider May burst. This is wild.
days of streaming, all culminating with this marathon at the very end of that week. Okay? So, we could do it on either of those dates, all right? Now, I can't imagine a reason why people would possibly prefer that I would do a marathon on one or either of those dates more than the other. I mean, why would there possibly be any reason ever that you guys would want me to do a marathon between Friday, May 1st or Sunday, May 3rd? I mean, they're obviously completely equivalent in every single way, right? Everyone knows that those days are fine. Either one would work equally. Okay, so
Ha 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 ha.
yeah, I mean, it's up to you. Let's talk about it. I'm okay. Let me put it this way. I'm okay with doing it. But I'm only going to do it if people will say, yeah, we'll be there for it. If not, then I think we're just going to skip it this month. Okay? I think we will. We'll just skip it. We're not going to do one this month. Okay?
Well, then you might want to wait for more than 3 people to tell you that they're going to show up for it. He did ruin the joke.
And
Ruins every joke.
instead, we'll just keep playing all the games I'm playing, keep making progress, you know what I mean? And maybe we'll reassess if we do one in June. If we don't do one in June, then the big one in July, Investments Day, will probably be, you know, really popular. We'll see. Okay? All right, well, you guys, see, it's funny, because on the YouTube side, everyone is dead silent. Everyone on the YouTube side isn't even talking. And then on the Kick side, you know exactly what's going on in the Kick chat right now. People are literally ripping their shirts off and spinning them above their heads like this. Yeah, you got to do it, brother. You got to do it on that date. Okay. What is this very calming song?
Who said that? Yeah, gotta do it, brother. I mean, they're just mocking you. YouTube is barely even watching the show, but he
very
shits on
relaxing.
us.
Huh. All right. Anyway, so yeah,
Indeed,
if you
anyway.
guys would be here for it, I will do it. Okay, 100%. But let's get your feedback over the next few days because we still have 2 weeks to determine if I'm doing it. See, the rest of my month is weird. This week is a normal 6-day streaming week. Next week, I think I have a short week. I'm almost positive next week it's like a 4-day streaming week. But then after that, I have like a 7-day streaming week. All my weeks are all screwed up this month. I had all these, my anniversary appointments and shit coming up, like a lot of stuff that's all compiling at once. So yeah, my schedule's a little all over the place this month. So maybe that would be great. Maybe it
Wow, you have things coming up almost like everybody else does in their life.
would be great to end the month. I would say end the month, but basically be like ending my week and starting the new month with a marathon like that, right? Okay. All right, folks. So that's what I got to talk about on the show today. We've covered the topics. Thank you for your input. Again, in a nutshell, to summarize everything we just talked about, okay? Number one, if you like the games
I don't need a summary. It's give me money, come to the marathon and give me money, move on.
what do you guys want to chat about to end the podcast?
Nothing.
So far with things like human manipulation and stuff like that, social engineering, until you get to a point where it actually has to be proven that it's all real. So at one point, no matter how much someone's trying to fuck with you, there has to be a notary public who has to check an ID to make sure it's really you. So the whole process falls apart. Hitting glass back door. So we stick it right on there and we put seed in it every morning. And birds come by all day eating seed out of this.
No one
You
cares.
ready for Dragon Quest? All right. So let's end it then. Let's end the show. Okay. Let's jump into Dragon Quest. Have some fun. Like I said, I want to get as far as I possibly can in the game, soon. Once we finish this plot line we're in, it's the final third of the game. Because I guess what happens is once you've unlocked all the islands, you're finally into the real endgame story. While every single story up to now has been very disjointed, they finally do like combine into one story at the end, supposedly. So we're going to see how that goes. All right? All right, everyone. I want to say thank you for a great midweek show. Thanks for your help. This is why I like doing these interactive shows where I get your feedback or whatever. You gave me some good ideas for DSP Tries It. We're
Thanks for your help and for all the money, dummies.
interested to see where it goes and where the plot
Okay, and that's it. He's just jumping in and playing the game. So that's it. That's it for us because I am not watching him play Dragon Quest because I'm not even particularly interested in the game, but I don't want to watch him destroy a game where I don't even know what it is. So if I remember correctly, tomorrow evening, Thursday evening, he's banished Pokemon to the nighttime stream. So I don't think, unless he hauls off and does something crazy today, I actually think I'm going to skip his daytime activities, whatever those may be. I don't care. And I believe I will be here for the nighttime on Thursday, and we can watch him continue to crawl and suffer and drag himself through Pokemon. So that's it for me. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Enjoy your American style tax day. And we will move on from there. Have a great day. I appreciate everybody. Thank you very much. Be safe. And as always, stay toxic, my friends.